done that.
We're filthy rich. We have people to seed for us.
I'm not part of that because I'm actively trying to like reduce the amount of grass because it's really hard to maintain, especially Chica and Henry. They like
It's a waste of water.
yeah, and they wrestle in it and it tears it up immediately. So there's almost no point in having grass. You might as well have like gravel or like some kind of sand or like just a mulch area.
No, I've never researched. I have researched what the hell do I do? My grass is all dead, but I didn't figure anything out, so I just had dead grass for a while. This one's good. I think I got you both on this one. You're old if you've said, I need to go home and let the dogs out.
Shit.
All right. How is that an old thing? That's just a responsible dog owner thing.
Young people hate dogs.
Yeah, if there's one thing we know about Gen Z and Gen Alpha specifically, dog haters.
They would never stop having fun to go take care of the animals they're responsible for.
Molly and I said this when we were out with you guys last weekend. We were like, it's probably fine that we're going home because we got to go let the dogs out anyway.
All right, well, this one I'm not sure. You don't get that point if you can name one of Kim and Kanye's kids. I think I actually know possibly one of their names.
I do know.
I think it's like, hold on, nor'easter. It's like a direction, but they changed it slightly, right?
Mark, is that the one that you know?
Yeah, it's the one that isn't, but that's the one I know, yeah.
Northeast?
It's just no, because their last name was West, so the kid's name is Northwest. No points for. I guess we're not as old as I thought. I don't know. You're old if you've said, "Oh, that would look lovely in the garden." I don't think that's us.
I mean, I did just talk about mulch would look lovely, you know, looks nice. So I think I said it anecdotally.
You implied. You didn't say the exact words, but you implied it. I guess, yeah.
I am not joking. I said this to Molly last night because somebody sent us some like beautifully painted like ceramic things, and she was like, I'm thinking about getting these sealed and putting them in the garden. I was like, oh, I think those would look lovely out there. They are on our counter right now.
Oh man.
I feel like I was set up for that one. That literally happened last night.
That's a potential point for both of you, and I can tell you, Wade, you definitely keep this one. Mark, I have to look. I think you both get to keep this one. You are not old if you have a center part or a bowl cut. Yours is not a center part, right, Mark? It's
I can't do a center part because of my deep widow's peak, so I literally can't really center part. This is about as close as I could possibly get to a center part.
Are you intending to have a center part? Does that count, or is that?
I mean, it's center-ish, but I'll leave that up to. I don't style my hair really when I just wake up and it kind of goes this way, so I can't.
Does a mustache count?
Everyone has a frenulum or whatever this is called, a nubulum or what is it? What is this called?
Mustache.
It's not mons pubis. I know that's not that.
Mons pubis.
I'm bald, man. I can't have a center part.
Wait, you get the point. You get the point clearly. Does Mark lose the point or keep the point?
His is parted. Does that count as a center part?
Well, everyone has a part, but like I feel like Mark's is not aesthetically a center part because it's a specific look that the center part is.
If I tried to part it over the widow's peak, I don't know if it would work. Like, yeah, there's no real way to. That's about as close as I can get it to like parting in the center.
I mean, you can be as petty as you want, Wade. If you think that counts, then you can count that. But I feel like it's a tough call.
I think I have to say it's centered.
Does that make him old or young? I've kind of lost track.
That means you don't get the point. But Wade, that's one successful old point for you.
Yeah, yay for being bald. It's finally paying off. Do you guys remember when I was clean shaven? Someone pointed out that like this spot that we were just talking about, mine looks like a dick.
It looks like a dick? Whose dick?
I don't know, but someone pointed out, they're like, yeah, it looks like a penis. Then everyone started like talking about it, and then I'm afraid to go clean shaven again because now I feel like I'm gonna have dick face.
I don't remember that, no.
I just googled what is above lips called, and it's called the philtrum.
You're old if you've tied something down, patted it, and proudly said, that's not going anywhere.
I've done that with packing like lenses and stuff.
I don't think I've done that.
No, this is funny because when I was shipping out lenses to get rehoused, which if people didn't know, that's what I'm doing with them. I'll put them in like bubble wrap with a little silica gel packet, put that in a Ziploc, suck the air out, fold it, tape it, put it in another bubble wrap, another one, tape all that together, put it in a bigger bubble wrap, set it in the box, and once I had all of them in there, I line it with tons of bubble wrap and I go like, seal it, bam. It's not going anywhere. Not even moving. I pick it up and I shake it like, that's gonna be perfect.
That's not going anywhere.
I don't think I've done that. Yeah.
Mark, let's see if you can. I think you might keep this point too, because I'm pretty sure this is going to make you cringe. You're not old if you use the word fam on a regular basis.
I don't think I say that, yeah.
All right, well, Mark gets a point.
Yay!
I was incorrect. I didn't give you enough credit, Mark. Oh, this one's tough. I think this feels like it's targeting Mark, but we'll see. You're old if you own a tea kettle.
I have a tea kettle.
Now, what if my wife owns a tea kettle?
It's possession. Do you have a prenuptial agreement?
No. She and I both used it yesterday, though.
Yeah, you own a tea kettle.
Yeah, you own a tea kettle. It's a very good thing to have for just getting hot water really quickly.
No, yeah, I actually, we don't have one. Surprisingly, we get plain hot water from our Keurig. That's what we do.
I mean, that works too, but a tea kettle is just, I don't know. There's something about pouring it, which I would never do because I'm young.
Well, I think you're screwed. There's apparently young people do a lot of stuff with hair, Wade. I'm really sorry. You're not old if you own a colored scrunchie, which Mark might.
Okay, Molly does, and if the kettle counts.
No. You had to, if you didn't use the kettle, I wasn't going to count that. Also, you want points, Wade.
I can't say that I have a colored scrunchie because when I was tying my hair up, it was always just this black rubber like hair tie.
Well, you both get the point, which I don't even remember if that's good or bad, but
It's good.
something.
It's right. Isn't it good?
It's good to get older. It means we're still here.
I have a weird breaking news kind of thing that is going to be untopical by the time this episode comes out and doesn't pertain to anybody. I go to this website for like camera stuff, and if just so you know, ADHD, I sometimes Google things in the breaks in between things. And I just saw that Nikon bought Red, the digital camera manufacturer.
Red must be worth a lot, I would imagine.
There's no price, but it's got to be big, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't have a Nikon camera, but I was actually looking at some of them, and I was like, ooh, those look kind of good if I was into more photography, but I went Fujifilm instead. But they bought, and this is actually a really significant deal because Red is now a very powerful player in like terms of professional filmmaking and stuff like that. They make some of the highest end cameras. I just bought one, had a whole drama with one recently, and they were very nice about it. And they just bought, and anytime like a big company just acquires another one, especially in this capacity, it's like, that's strange. It is a little.
Minolta's gonna sweep in and buy them both.
Minolta makes printers. Actually, you know, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I discovered the reason Sony is so prevalent in the world of digital photography is because they bought all of Minolta's photography business back in the early 2000s, and then they transformed their entire digital camera lineup and took all of their innovations that Minolta was making, and their initial lens lineup for their digital cameras was actually all Minolta lenses. So that's why Sony is where they are today. So it's not important anyway.
They also had one of the catchiest ads of all time. Sports are shot on a Sony. Shouldn't you watch them on one? Grandpa got us off topic. Take us back.
Oh, that's a distraction point for Mark. That's what that is.
Gosh! Which is actually, it's even funnier because Red sued Nikon back in 2022
For trying to buy them.
Nah, something about raw formats in terms of video files. It's interesting.
All right, you're old if you complain about lights being left on.
Does it count if they're like film lights?
I would say more like you come into a room and you're like, somebody left the lights on in here, and not like, my expensive light was left on.
Yeah, house lights? Nah, not really, but studio lights, yeah.
Does it count if, like, let's say Molly took dogs out and I came up and I was like, hey, you left the front porch lights on?
Yes.
Then no, I would never do that.
All right. Well, Wade, it's okay because you might be redeemed on this one, which you don't want, by the way. You're not old. You don't get this point if you find this game offensive.
I bought the hair parts, kind of, like, really targets bald people. Does that count as finding it offensive?
I don't know. Do you find it offensive?
I feel like you can be young and bald. I don't know why you have to be able to part your hair if you don't have any.
All right. You don't get the point. Fair point. Fair point. No point. You're old if you've ever said, oh, no, thank you. I can't have caffeine this late in the day or I'll never get to sleep tonight.
I've never said those specific words, but I've said things similar.
Have you ever turned down caffeinated drink because you were like, oh, it's too late for caffeine?
Yeah, I have.
And food, if I eat too late, I get acid reflux. So yeah, I turned down both.
I have caffeine whenever the hell I please. I'm a young man. You don't get this point if you own a gaming chair.
Wait, is this still does this still count?
Yes, it's a
Logitech
gaming
one?
chair. It's a Logitech G Herman Miller crossover. Oh, Mark. Mark, what are we doing here?
I've been using this for months.
That's not even a comfortable chair.
I know. This is just a habit of mine. I can't do the gaming chairs.
Someone get him an old rocker.
All right, Mark, you get the sad caffeine point, and almost another extra point just for sad ass pain.
Hey, it's not that bad. It's got cushions.
It looks tremendously uncomfortable.
It beats the Fisher Price one he was using before.
Oh, I have to pause for all the listeners. I held up my kitchen dining chair. That's what I'm sitting on right now for everyone else.
You're old if you've ever bragged to your friends about a new vacuum that you just bought.
Does bragging to family count?
Yeah, I would count that, yeah.
Yeah, I've done that because I got the, the Dyson cordless and I'm like, look at this thing go.
We had a whole discussion about, like one of the cordless one, might be the same one, the Dyson cordless. Then we actually got another like bigger vacuum and we were like, oh my God, the suction is just so good comparatively. You can tell how old the other one is.
All right, well, we're old, but you're not old if you've ever referred to someone who is attractive as a snack.
Is that new? Because I feel like we did that when we were younger, did we?
There's a lot of lingo that is coming back around that for some reason people think it's new. I can't remember what the other example of it was.
I don't know if I've done that or not. I honestly don't know. If I did, it was like junior high school.
I would say that doesn't count. Both of you get the point for that one. We're very old today. You're old if you've ever arrived at your destination and said, wow, we made good time.
All the time, man. All the time.
Well, okay, this is for a different reason. I wish I could say that. I never make good time. I don't speed. Like, I'm not the greatest driver in the world, but I just don't like the idea of speeding. I'll go like maybe 5 over the speed limit. If it's like a long stretch, I'll go 9 at most. My limit is like 9.
9 is almost speeding. 5 is not speeding. 5 is like...
If it's an 80-mile highway, I don't speed, but if it's like 70, sometimes I'll push it a little more. But I'm not a floor at 100, there's no cops around, let's go, go, go. I would never do that, even if I knew there were no cops around.
But you've never gone somewhere like, and you were like, oh, it's gonna take forever during this traffic, and you got there and it's like, actually, we made good time.
That doesn't happen here. But I wish I could say it. The thing is, I wish I could say it. It's not like, yeah, give me the point. I would trade a point for being able to say that. It doesn't happen.
I'm sorry that you live where you live, Mark, but if you don't actually say it, I guess that I'm gonna choose not to count that. But it's okay because I feel like Wade's gonna lose this one. You don't get the point if you'd rather watch the same series for literally the 15th time than start a new series.
I don't know if I really go back and watch series all that often. Like, I've watched Supernatural maybe 3 or 4 times, but I always get to like season 7 and stop. I started rewatching Burn Notice, but otherwise, no, I pretty much usually always start new series. I'm old. That means I'm old.
You're old.
For starting a new series? New people watch same?
Young people watch same. Old people watch new.
I got lost somewhere. I must have... What are we talking about?
Apparently the new thing is you don't watch new series, you watch the same one on repeat. That makes you young. That seemed like such an old person thing to do.
I've done that with Whose Line. I haven't done it recently, but I used to do that all the time with Whose Line. I would loop through it.
Oh, Whose Line? I have watched Whose Line a bunch.
You know what? The point is settled. Everyone calm down.
I'm keeping my point, but I feel like that seems like some older people. Like, I remember my grandpa just watching like the same Westerns on repeat.
You're old. Well, I don't think any of us do this, but we'll see. You're old if you send DMs to your friends with Instagram accounts that show cool cleaning tips.
What? Cool cleaning? Do people do that?
I don't send Instagram accounts, but I send TikToks. I do get TikToks from the clean talk side of TikTok where it's like, oh, do this. This is a cool cleaning hack to clean out the whatever thing that's always a hassle. I don't get it a lot, but I have had some where I watch it and I was like, oh, you know what? That is a good cleaning tip. And I'll send it to Mandy or somebody on TikTok.
I've not sent, but I've received from family stuff like that sometimes. Like,
all right, well, I'm old and you both suck. You're old if you could name a brand of blender.
Ninja.
Literally, I have a Ninja, I think, blender or a competitor that looks exactly the same as it.
We have one upstairs too, I think. Same.
But also KitchenAid, and also every kitchen brand in existence probably makes a blender.
To be fair, if you're young, you probably don't know brands. You just have something that your parents gave you, or like...
I guess. Oh, Vitamix. That's the cool one.
Great, we're naming multiple. Does that mean we get multiple points?
Yeah, probably. Anyway, we all named one, so you lose the point if at one point... Uh-oh. If at one point you wanted to be an influencer for a living. Does that count for us? I I don't feel like I wanted to do this. I just feel like,
Well, do you want to do it now?
I don't know, does doing a podcast count as being an influencer? I like doing this.
Well, we've been referred to as a lot of things over there. We were content creators, we were influencers, we were the talent.
The talent. When were you the talent? Come on now.
Hey, when I was a guest star for your little Markiplier in Space show, I was referred to as the talent.
Okay, all right then. All right, you got me there.
I think we count as all wanting to be influencers. We still do it.
You are old if you said, don't use those. These are the good plates.
I don't have good plates.
We just have one. Do people have different sets of plates? We just have plates.
We have 2 different plates, but like they're in one stack and you just use whichever one's on top. Like,
You're old if you know what YouTube to MP3 is. That feels targeted.
I know that, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of reasons other than being old that we know what that is, but
Like, still, I still have, it's not that, but I still have a YouTube downloader.
I like how you're defending being old.
I just don't think that that's an old thing.
that just doesn't feel as much like an old thing. I feel like that's just if you need stuff off YouTube, that's...
Yeah, because people still do YouTube to this day. If it was like a VHS copier, I would say, okay, that qualifies as like, that's old. Or a DVD burner, like that, I feel like that's starting to get a threshold.
Dude, I remember when I got my first computer that had a DVD burning drive that could burn DVDs. Oh, shit. That was the best.
Buying blank CDs to make like your own music CDs. Yeah.
Did you ever have to burn like a school project onto a non-rewritable disc and you're just sitting there like, I don't want to waste a CD on school. I like had to bring in a project.
Yeah.
It was like a thing where it's like I couldn't print it at home. I had to bring it to school and I had to put it on a CD because that's the kind of medium we had, but it was a CDR, not a CDRW. And I was like, I have to go to Circuit City and buy more CDRs after this. God damn it.
Everything you just said makes us old.
Yeah, it feels pretty old, man.
Well, when did Circuit City close down?
A while ago. We don't get the point if you can define successfully the word slay.
Definition is something along the lines of doing something really well and goodly and a man or stylishly and competently.
Yeah, if you're just absolutely killing it in like your field or whatever you're doing, like it's like slay, girl.
Does it still take the point away if I define it in a really old and boring way?
Slay means to take a sword in your medieval combat and defeat your opponent.
I feel like that definitely reconfirms your oldness. Wait, did you know that definition? The modern contemporary definition of the word slay?
Where it's like this, when you say things like slay, girl, like kill it, you're killing it, that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, okay. No points for anybody. All right, I don't want to do any redemptions. I just want to speed round some old points, okay? I'm just going to read. I'm going to read it and you say yes or no and you either get the point or you don't. We move on. You're old if you can relate to this saying. The good news is that when you're a grown-up, you can eat ice cream for dinner. The bad news is that you feel like shit after doing it.
I can relate to that quote, yes.
It feels like a quote from like an old TV show, but I understand it.
Point to Wade. You're old if you've lived through 3 different charger types for the iPhone. There's only been 2?
Oh no, the old iPod connector. That's what the first ones were.
Oh, the 32 pin. Oh shit.
Yeah, when did they go to Lightning? I don't even remember.
Lightning came out, I think, with iPhone 4. Okay, well, we're all old. Anyway, you're old if you've said, more than 2 beers and I'm out.
Again, I can't have stuff late at night or else I feel like shit, so yes, but not because like of the alcohol content.
I feel like that doesn't count. I feel like that's just glomming on to other points.
I mean, Mark more than 2 beers and he might be out.
Yeah, I can't. How does this even apply to me? I can't.
I know. All right, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. Yeah. That's...
What do you mean? No, his genetics have failed him. He's old. Just like my hair follicles failed me.
I don't think that genetics failing me is old. That's a very new thing.
Are you trying to say that Mark should get a point?
Oh yeah, wait, yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, Wade, you made a strong argument, I guess. No point for you, point for Mark.
Well, I'm just saying it's not fair he gets to be young for his genetics. I have to be old for mine. You know, I just want fairness, but I didn't want the fairness to count against me.
I have that quote from Wade. It's like, all I've wanted is consistency, damn it. I believe that was a quote, so he's right.
All right, Wade, I got bad news for you, or good news, I guess. You're old if you've had to have someone younger than you help you with your phone or computer. I don't think Mark and I fall into this category, but I do think you do. JP and anyone else in your friend group who is substantially younger than we are count.
Okay, it's not really fair because I'm the oldest of the group, so if I have anyone help me, they're younger than me.
Okay, Wade gets the point. You're old if you've said, oh, I've been on a Red Hot Chili Peppers kick lately.
We're going to the concert this year. We bought tickets to the concert this year. This deck is specifically designed to be against me. How in the hell? Why specifically them?
Oh no, man, this is the Wade stack. You're old. If you're not sure if that hair on your head is blonde or gray. Well, maybe you are sure. Maybe you know.
Yeah. Are you sure?
You're not confused, you know.
I've got darker hair, so I'm pretty sure it's gray, but does having gray hair make me younger?
Apparently, if you're certain of it. Being confident is a very young trait.
You're not just old, you're very old. You're too old for this one. Mark, you don't really have that problem. That's not fair.
I have some grays, but I know it's easy to tell because my hair is black. Yeah, I don't have blonde. If that was part of the question, blonde ain't in the consideration.
That, I guess young people are blonde. I guess that's the thing to take away. All right, you're old if you own an air fryer or an Instant Pot.
Dude, both of those are great. What is everyone talking about?
This is stupid.
Both of those things are great to have.
Air fryers are new and hip.
Okay, I did not say that. I did not say that. But yeah, I have both, but I gotta defend it because an Instant Pot is great for just like cooking up things fast. People are afraid of pressure cookers, and they shouldn't be because they're really easy to use. And then air fryers are fantastic. I discovered how good they were just like a year ago.
Dude, air fryers are really awesome. You know what's crazy? I got my air fryer that we have currently from Mandy's mom, but like literally several years before that, she knows I like cooking and I'm into like food and stuff. She got me an air fryer and I was like, an air fryer. What the hell is this? And I like exchanged the gift. Like she got it and she was like, oh, this is cool. And it was so new and cool that I didn't understand what it was. And then a couple years later, I was like, man, I wish I would have kept that air fryer, you know, like that. Wow, that Mandy's mom is an excellent gift giver. And she was so ahead of the times that she beat me to knowing that I would want that before I even knew that I did. But yeah, I guess everybody's old. You're old if you've paid for a ringtone. And if you did, what song was it?
I don't think I did this because I didn't really care about ringtones back in the day, so I don't think so.
I don't think so, because I remember some of the default ones.
You never did like ringback? That's not paying for a ringtone, but that was where you...
I might have bought one time in like high school.
All right, that's too wishy-washy. You're old if your alarm is currently set for 7 a.m. or earlier. I don't think Wade does that.
Dude, I set it for 11:20.
Mark, do you set an alarm? I know you wake up early, but do you?
My alarm goes off at 6 a.m. every day, but I'll usually wake up before it. At this point now, I wake up pretty automatically.
All right, I feel like that's pretty old. My alarm is set for like 8:50, I think.
Man, I don't even use the alarm function anymore. There's like the iPhone has that wake up.
Oh yeah, the sleep wake thing.
And I've just been using that ever since, and it just like automatically it's just 6 a.m. like every single like this is my alarms. Yeah, so it's just 6 and then other random ones that
I like the 3 p.m. We can relate on that one.
I don't know why there's a weird one in here that doesn't make any sense. I wonder if you guys can see it. It says 4:05 a.m. Be ready to receive the doctor. I don't know what that means.
What? 4:05 a.m.? Is that what time it was?
4:05 a.m. Be ready to receive the doctor. I don't understand.
The doctor is coming.
I feel like what this was I asked Siri to make an alarm and it misheard me or something like that. Or I said like for April 5th or 4:05 make an appointment for the doctor. I don't know what happened, but 4:05.
This feels like the kind of thing an investigator finds when investigating a murder and is like, what does this mean? What was he into? What dastardly deeds was this man receiving at 4 a.m.?
You're old if you've complained about portions being too big at a restaurant.
Too big?
Too big?
Yeah, like something came and you were like, oh, it's so much food. I'll never be able to eat all of this.
No.
No.
I order extra things.
Take it home.
I don't know, old people do that apparently. This will be the last one. It's you're old. Who do you think of when you think of Spider-Man? What actor?
Tobey Maguire.
No, I was damn it. I really wasn't. I was thinking of Tom Holland.
You think of Tom Holland?
I did, yeah.
He's a great Spider-Man, but I mean, I like all three, but the first one that comes to mind is still Toby.
All right, Wade, you're old. And I was really trying to give you a way back in, Mark, but it was a tough one for you. I guess you're the youngest of us all somehow.
Yeah, I think this was the outcome in the last one too, right?
Or is Wade the oldest? I'm the youngest, right?
I'm the oldest by 2 months. I'm April, March, June.
Everything worked out the way it's supposed to. But let me run down the points. I feel like this is just an excuse for us to talk about things from our past, and I'm okay with that. But Wade, you earned points for pity, apology, a bitch, lovely in the garden, raw, vacuum spelled wrong, that's my bad, good times, ice cream, lightning, tech idiot, red hot peepers, instant pot, and Toby. Which brings you to 14 points. It's fairly respectable. Mark, you earned points for whichever is the bad one. Ass kiss, pity. That's not going anywhere. Distraction, caffeine, vacuum, also spelled wrong. iPhone old, booze, air fryer, and alarms early. I didn't write down any funny ones for you, Mark. You must not have had any funny.
Wait, was it be ready to receive the doctors? You could have written that one. I feel like all of it was surrounded by funnier things than what you wrote.
No, that's true. I chose to write before all the funniest stuff really came out on yours, I guess. But that's okay. It doesn't matter because it wouldn't have earned you more points. And if you can count, you would know.
Just because Wade suffers from premature fun ejaculation doesn't mean that I, who has a robust, fun gestation cycle, doesn't count.
I really tried to get you back in the fight, Mark, but you ended with 12 points, and that is not as many as 14 points for Wade. 14 is more than 12, which means Wade is the winner. And also, Wade is super fucking old. Anyway, congratulations, Mark. By the way, I got 2 points, which I guess theoretically makes me the youngest one here, both in actual fact and points-wise. But that means, Wade, you win, Mark, you lose. And as a reward for losing, you get to go first, Mark. So in a way, you win anyway.
Yay? Yeah, you yippee!
Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Yeah, so I'm not confused at all. This makes perfect sense. Everyone is on the same page. And I'm definitely making the winner's speech.
Loser speech. The winning speech by the loser.
This speech is brought to you by win. Whenever you feel like you lose, just think of win, and you actually win in the game of life. And I've won, and I'll remember that. Anytime I lose, I'll win. So when I win, I don't lose, but when I lose, I still win, because thanks to win, and that's what I am.
Bold claims from Mark. I like it. Wade, I think he's trying to steal your win with a speech. What do you have to respond to that?
He didn't, because I got 2 extra points from being bald, and bald makes me older. But you know, being old has like this negative connotation. I'm more of like a classic, an antique, and I think that you are all just privileged to be around in the time to witness my grandeur before I am dissolved into dust in the wind. So enjoy me while you got me.
Well, I think it was pretty clear what the rules were, who won, who lost, and why. And so we can look forward to Wade hosting the next episode. And even though I insulted you very intensely at the beginning of this one, I feel like we really got through it, and our friendship is strong as it ever was. You check out merch at strifledstore.com.
We're back, baby!
Check out Wade. Actually, no, the new thing. Don't look us up. Don't find us. We aren't anywhere. This is the only place. There's no YouTube videos or streams or anything. Don't go. Watch more Distractable. That's all you have to do. Go start back at the beginning and listen to every episode again. Anyway, thanks for listening. Congratulations to Wade. I hope you host a good one. Mark, congratulations on how young you are.
Thank you.
Podcast out.
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractable. This episode, Wailing Wade, Cillian Nip Appreciator, explains twitching butts, cleave cam, and reports on a bad tutor. Migratory Mark marvels at IMAXs, explains massive holes, and gets into big cameras. Battered Bob is the hottest sailor, fails to bluff Bach, Doride's poor professors, and has high lick standards. From iron lung spoilers to silver medals. Yes! It's time for No Topic Left Beef. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Good morning, evening, afternoon, night, everyone. Welcome back to Distractable. I'm today's host and person with the inability to speak normally, Wade. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Shut up, co-host.
Sorry, that just fucking killed me for some reason.
You've never been here before. This is the show where one of us hosts, the other two compete for points, and the winner gets to host the next episode. And usually they get to their intros uninterrupted, but today I do not.
Well, I don't know if that's a usual parameter.
How are you doing, fellows? Mark and Bob, my co-host that introduced you. I don't know. This is a bit of a mess.
I'm once again in a new space.
Wow, it looks like there's a carrot smoking wheat behind you.
Wow. Look at that. Yeah, Wade told this really hilarious joke right before recording started about this carrot that was smoking on some wheat. It was so funny. We were laughing.
I almost didn't make it.
Is it your space?
It's Airbnb. It's an Airbnb that's right over the airport. It's great.
You got your own planes and whatnot? That's pretty fancy.
I suppose in the final stages of moving nonsense, but nearing the finish line.
Yeah, I see you have an official Iron Lung shirt on.
Yeah, I do. There's a large spoiler on the back. I can't turn around no matter what.
Mark, there's a very reflective picture frame behind you spoiling your life's work.
Oh, no. Actually, it's not that big a deal. I could show you if you want. You want to see?
You should show the camera and have the editors, you should just blur it out.
God, I hope they blur. Yeah, so it's...
Oh my god. Is that a carrot?
Is that a carrot smoking wheat? Wow.
I didn't know Iron Lung had carrots.
Mark was actually just misleading. He talked a lot about how much fake blood there was on set. The wheat budget was astronomical.
Are we making wheat Never mind. Can't think of the word.
We can talk about weed. We're talking about wheat.
You were the one who said the carrot was sucking on wheat. Was that a substitute for drugs for you?
No, because it's like the stereotypical, like, I don't know, not Western, but like, I don't know, you approach like the old guy at the Southern Saloon. He's got his hat over his head. He's got like wheat in his mouth.
You know. Oh, you're new in town. Oh.
The mysterious stranger voice. Oh, what are you doing here, stranger? Maybe we should have a shootout at high noon.
Bob, what's new with you?
I'm sure listeners can tell I sound a little sick because I am. I'm going to talk about the baby. So anyone who hates that, sorry. In the last week, we have had possibly the worst night with James and also 3 of the best nights of sleep with him, like since he was born. So it's been a really weird mix of stuff. He's teething right now and he has like 3 molars coming in all at the same time, which is incredibly painful. And so there was one night he could not exist without just screaming because it was like agony. Like constant agony, didn't sleep the whole night. It was just him. It was trying to do anything to keep him from just screaming in pain. But then 3 other nights around that, he has slept for like 8 straight hours without waking up or anything, which is not, he usually wakes up at least a couple times and he slept like he was a rock. And it's been weird because those have been fantastic nights, but also I've been sick, so that didn't help me sleep very much. But then the one night where he literally just didn't sleep was just absolute chaos and ruined the next week of everything because his schedule was all off. He was crazy. We didn't sleep. So anyway, we're in a wild time with the baby right now. But it's cute. He's starting to talk. He knows what sound a horse makes.
Oh.
If you look at him, you go, James, what sound does a horse make? He goes, neigh. It's amazing. It's very cute.
Oh, that's cute. Wait, when did he say his first words?
Well, he's been saying like mama and dada 9 or 10 months. He started really saying stuff. But in before the new year, he was talking and saying some stuff. But like his speech is about to explode. He's gonna start saying all kinds of stuff.
I don't have any way to segue back into this, but did I mention that B&H was actually nice after the camera purchase?
You did. We talked about that, right? Someone reached out after you smoked them out on our podcast, and then they worked them out for you.
After I just reamed them thoroughly. And I got the camera back from Red after the upgrade because they facilitated that for a discount. I've used the shit out of that camera. Just this past week, I put about 40 hours on the camera because it already had 12.
How many hours does it get to the gallon?
Gas-powered camera. Action!
It makes the audio so complicated.
That would make yelling action such more of a boss move. You
know, what's so funny is if you've ever seen a video of an IMAX camera actually going, it's basically a chainsaw. This thing has to chuck film it's literally because it's just so massive, these frames, and the reel is this big, and all these movies are starting to do IMAX now just because it's like, people really like the big experience.
Is the IMAX one 2 reels of film too, or is it just an enormous? I know the frames that it shoots on are like,
They're enormous, and also IMAX reels can be multiple huge reels, and these reels are like maybe a meter in diameter, maybe even more than that. Like I don't even know how to scale. I've never seen one in person, but I've seen videos of people loading them into the projector. They are $1 million machines just to project it. It's not an easy thing to do it, but I haven't seen Dune Part 2 or anything like that, and I didn't see Oppenheimer in IMAX, but I've heard just like, man, the experience is so much grander.
Is IMAX just a bigger screen, like for the viewing experience?
it's a specific camera and film form factor that gives you a different viewing experience. Yes.
Do you want the actual technical differences?
No.
I'd be interested. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, he's the host. I can't.
Well, no, I do want to know. I thought you said, do I know what the technical difference is? I don't, but I do want to know.
I thought you were just completely like, nope, let's move on.
Well, I thought he asked if I do know. I'm also an idiot. Please go on.
So, Wade, your camcorder has what's known as a 1-inch sensor.
That's at least average.
Yes, it's very average. You should,
Keep telling yourself that, buddy.
yeah, it should be you'd be very proud. So a 1-inch sensor, as far as I know, it's not actually 1 inch. They have these weird naming conventions for it, but it might be 1 inch from corner to corner, right? Of the actual size of the sensor itself. It might be 1 inch from corner to corner. Hopefully that's actually what it is. Because sometimes like they have like micro 4/3 and a 1/8 inch sensor where they turn the proportion around to make it look like it's bigger than it really is when it's really like. But in standard movie making, there's what's called Super 35. There's also what's called like Academy 35 format, but roughly they're all about the same, where it's based on the actual film is 35 millimeters from corner to corner, or some arrangement of that, but it's about 22 by 18.5 millimeters end to end, right? So it's about yay big.
It's kind of the size that you imagined film would be.
Yeah, exactly. Now, IMAX is 70 millimeters by 48.5. It's not just double as big, because as you grow in volume, or as you grow in these dimensions, the volume grows cubically. Like the actual, or squarely, not cubically. I'm thinking 3 dimensionals. The volume increases at a larger proportional rate to the dimensions of the outer perimeter.
That's its shapes. Got it.
When shapes get bigger, their size gets larger. I'm with you.
And so what you're able to capture with this, I'm trying to pull up a picture. There was one that was good in Oppenheimer that showed the actual resolution gain from there. Oh, have you seen it? It's the one of like the close-up of his eye and then it zooms into his eye. Have either of you seen that?
I've not seen the movie, or no, I've not seen anything really yet.
I'll leave it to the editors because I don't think I'll be able to find it in time. I'm only on a laptop. I don't have a second monitor.
I lied to you.
No, they're going to see it. The editors are going to put it in there.
I won't.
All right, so I'm going to paint you a visual story. You're like the listeners, right? You got to listen. It's a picture here of, well, you could look at me because I'm your reference.
Well, then I'm not a listener. All right, you know what? Everyone come to Spotify so you can look at Mark.
So imagine a picture of Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, right?
Is that how you pronounce his name? I thought it was Killian. Is it Cillian?
Cillian Murphy.
Hey Siri, how do you pronounce Cillian Murphy's name? It is with a hard C. It's Cillian Murphy.
All right, it's of his. It's like a bust shot from the nips to the tips of his head, right? With IMAX, you can zoom in on the eye, and in this image, there is like
What about the nip?
his nips. From nips to the tips of his head.
You can zoom in on those too, right?
We're not zooming on his nips. He's got a shirt on. Anyway, you zoom in on his eye, and the IMAX, you can zoom in all the way on his eye from a normal shot that was shot that size, and you can see the details of the reflection of his eye. That is the resolution of IMAX film versus Super 35 format. But it's not just that changes the perspective of what you're seeing, because there is an entirely different depth of field experience when you are dealing with larger sensor formats. So what you call, on most cameras, you have an f-stop in film cameras, right? So you have an f-stop, which is just it's a mathematical interpretation for an easy number that goes down the more open the aperture is, and it goes up the closed it is. So it's like an f22 is a really narrow thing. You have a really really deep depth of field. Most everything is in focus, but there's not a lot of light coming through. With a IMAX film strip, you have a huge circle, an image circle that's coming through onto there. The depth of field is incredibly thin sometimes. If it's wide open, the depth of field is like this. So it creates this, it's just a totally different perspective of how you are looking at things, because things will be more out of focus in the distance than they are. And usually, not always, but usually cinematic looks are based on depth of field and framing and shot composition based on how that depth of field is treated, or lighting is based around that. And you have to light differently in terms of these massive aperture because more light is going in. But also the film needs more light because more light has to cover a larger surface area. It's all a balance, and it creates a different look. It's a lot of people might go like, well, it's not that different. Well, actually, it's fundamentally different. There's an entire different kind of calculations you have to make based on all the different parameters. You have to treat it differently. You have to do it differently. You have to use different lenses. I'm not trying to talk about lenses, but literally the lenses for this have to be custom made and massive, because most of them are meant for film cameras. They're meant for shooting on this. Their actual image circles are not this big, and so you have to have all this different equipment, and what it does is it creates an entirely different viewing experience. And also it's 3x2. Usually when it's projected in IMAX, it's 3x2. So usually, if you think of old TVs, it was 4x3, so it was a square-ish look to it. 3x2 is actually less square than 4x3, but it's not 16:9. 3x2 is 1.5 aspect ratio, right? 1.79 is 16:9. 2.35 is typical widescreen cinematic. Those are the aspect ratios. The ratio of how wide it is to how tall it is. 235 is it's 2.35 long to 1 tall. 16:9 is 1.8-ish. So 1.8 times as long as 1 tall. 1.5 times as 1 tall.
As a quick aside, I realized there's different resolutions recently and how much I've adapted to the more widescreen format. And the reason I bring that up, Molly's been reading she reads tons of books. And apparently a couple of our books mentioned like a 90s show. It lasted 2 seasons and it came back in 2017 for like 1 season called Twin Peaks. You ever heard of Twin Peaks?
Oh yeah, Twin Peaks, yeah.
I had never seen it. We'd never seen it. So we started watching it, and it was so weird seeing a square show on like a rectangular monitor again. And I remember whenever we first went to like the widescreen format, I was like very opposed. I like the symmetry of the square look, but going back I was like, oh, this is terrible. God, it's so horrible.
Wade hates everything new.
I do hate everything new.
The square is now new, so Wade hates the square. When the square was not new and the rectangle was new, god damn you, rectangle.
Well, I mean, it's just symmetrical, and I like symmetry.
Old man yells at cloud meme is just Wade's entire existence.
Look, I don't know. Movies always were widescreen though. TVs were made. I don't know why. I think it might have been with cathode ray technology. It couldn't project wider. I don't know. I guess it could. It would just be a smaller. I don't know why they went square for TV. Because theaters were almost. Well, actually, no. Maybe old theaters. I can't speak because I'm not an expert in this, but I don't know when the differentiation came between those.
This says, this is a Quora answer, so take that with it. This says 4:3 aspect ratio was copied from the standard movie aspect at the time in the late 1940s.
Right, that I did know this because yeah, they were 4:3, and then people wanted more width. That's how anamorphics came into play, because film was always squarish, 4:3 or 3:2, little squares, because that's just the way it was. It was more efficient to do it that way for the image. And then if they wanted a wider one, they would use anamorphic lens to squeeze light from the sides to fit on the square, and then they would use an anamorphic projector to project it back and stretch it out. And that's how you got a wider screen. So widescreen actually might be the outlier, but it was stylistically nice because you just got more information on that screen.
More sideways, not as much up and down as you might like.
Yeah, we want vertical movies.
Wait, can I just say that I'm incredibly disappointed you didn't make an anamorph joke when Mark kept saying the word anamorphic.
It came to mind. I pictured it.
I know it did.
I think it's one of the first 10 books where like Jake turns into like a leopard and they go to some forest. I read it 30 years ago, so I don't really remember a whole lot about it, but that's always the book cover comes to mind.
Nice lens chat, Mark.
Thanks. I always manage to work it in.
It is interesting though. I think film in the process of like how things have changed, and then going back and watching something from the 90s, and even just like the campy 90s style of drama, like Twin Peaks. There's an FBI agent, and he is like so stereotypically like 90s FBI agent that it's like obscene. Watching people with their like corded rotary phones is like the good old days.
The only thing I know about Twin Peaks is that there's an episode of Psych where they solve a crime, a mystery in a town called Jewel Spires, and it's like a riff on Twin Peaks, and that's so I only know like the weird Psych meme references to that show. I've never seen it, but it looks super weird.
Yeah, we've only watched one episode so far, and it's, you know, a drama, 90s like murder mystery drama type deal. Very stereotypical characters, even more so than today. Like, you are very cast into your role. If you're the FBI agent, you wear a suit, you have like your talking thing, you're above everybody. Like, I don't know, you're just so over and above your role. It's really funny.
Amy's a big fan of Twin Peaks. We haven't watched it together though, which is something she wants to do. But the director, what's the director of that's name? He's pretty famous for being like a out there stylistically director.
It was directed by David Lynch.
Absolutely, that was like his start, and yeah, he's done a whole bunch of stuff, and he has a very specific style, kind of like Wes Anderson has a specific style. Not that their styles are similar, but you get a director and it's like very, just like even Dune's director Dennis
Villain or whatever, got it.
He has a very specific style, and his style comes across, and I think that movies nowadays, I was watching a video that was talking about this, is like it should allow directors to embrace their style instead of being like just trying to, least common denominator.
Oh, he also did Blade Runner 2049. What's the year? 2040 something? 2049. That's the one.
Yeah. So he's done a lot of those really grand set pieces, and that lends well to IMAX. He also has a certain pacing that not a lot of people like, because he likes to take his time. His movies are typically longer, but they're beautiful. Like, that's the thing, is like, I like seeing beautiful imagery in movies. I like seeing grand worlds because I want to be pulled into that world. And I think like all these movies are trying to break down the barriers of seeing into these worlds and allowing yourself to be immersed. It's just like with games, is like, it's not that it needs to be pretty, but sometimes you want to just feel like you're in that world, and a lot of the work going into it, can be spent in the wrong places to like make these cinematics in games. Whereas like a cinematic is a storytelling tool that directors for movies usually do to get people into it. But for games, it's like, it's the experience of actually playing in that world that it gets people into it. So it's different, but it's all about like specific art direction and vision and cohesiveness in that vision.
Well, I do have a topic, unless y'all want to talk about anything else before I hop in.
Did you talk about the hot tubs?
So there was a moment where Twitch had allowed limited amounts of adult content, right? I don't know what exactly they allowed or didn't allow, but it lasted all of like a day before they got rid of it or changed it, right?
You're talking about the artistic nudity rules change that they did and then undid?
I don't know what all was allowed or not allowed, because it didn't really affect me much, but I know that like a lot of thumbnails on Twitch were like just nude this, nude that, and apparently Twitch backtracked. They're like, this is bad, we gotta get rid of it. So they changed it.
Bob, what are you wiping?
Sorry.
I thought that had changed how some other things had worked, because I know I've had some friends that had emotes, for example, where it was like a dog's butt or something. It was called like a dumpy emote, or, booty, little whatever. And Twitch had started getting rid of those emotes. They were like, no, these emotes aren't appropriate. You can't have a dog wagging its butt, or you can't have this, no butts. Well, I was talking to Bob, and there was like a recommended hot tub stream, and I was like, well, I don't know what you can even do on those anymore, because I thought they'd changed the rules. So I opened it up to take a look, because I was just curious. And boy, oh boy, was I surprised whenever there were two cameras. One of them was literally just an oiled up zoom in on someone's butt, and the other one was like them in the, the front face with them in there. It definitely wasn't like a swimsuit. It was definitely underwear, standing there talking, but they weren't even in a hot tub. They were just standing somewhere covered in oil, which, I don't care. Twitch can allow nudity, they cannot allow nudity. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. I'm going to keep making normal clothed gaming content, because that's just what I do.
Boring.
It did strike me as odd that there was just like, with maybe a 1/4 inch of cloth, naked girl butt but you can't have an emote of a dog shaking its butt, or just a emote of an animated character or whatever, like a non-even sexualized butt. It was just an interesting contrast in my mind, because I feel like if you're going to allow a real human butt to be shown completely barren, you would allow an emote of whatever. I'm not saying ban the butt, you can, but I don't get the discrepancy there.
No, you're onto something. I like Wade's latest rallying cry. Ban the butt! Ban the butt! I think that we can all get behind this. Subreddit, support him!
I have to say, Wade, I was going to let you dig your own hole before I said anything. The thing you're talking about, as far as I understand it, had no impact on hot tub streaming.
Oh, okay. I must have dreamed that then.
It was a rule allowing like artistic nudity, which expanded the people were sort of taking advantage of it to be like, well, isn't porn art? This is my art, right? Because if you make sexual content, then that is your...
People had to push the limits. That's the moment the rule came to see. Yeah.
Yeah, so immediately Twitch was like, "Oh, not that," and then they backtracked on the rule change that they did. But like the hot tub stuff, that's always been that's not going anywhere. That's a core part of Twitch. That's like the good stuff, you know. They're not getting that.
That reminded me. I saw someone retweeted this literally the other day. You know how the VTubers are becoming a bigger thing? People have like their VTuber avatars, and a lot of them are kind of like busty anime girls. There was a VTube screenshot of like this person with like their busty anime girl in the corner, but the screen was their torso zoomed in, and they had like chroma keyed out the skin color of the boobs, and you watched the gameplay through the see-through cleavage while their full skin was in the bottom. So it was like their body, the line of like the breast, and this is where you saw the game being played.
That's very funny.
This is not related at all, but I just want to throw this out there. On the subreddit, someone posted a drawing of us as like Sailor Moon character type looking things. And I just want to say, of the three of us, I was the hot one, and thank you. Like we were all hot, but I was the hottest one, and I appreciate you. If I was prepared, I would have their username, but you know who you are.
It was on the subreddit?
Go to the subreddit. It's a picture of the three of us as like Sailor Moon, and I'm hot.
House_Staber69, is that the one?
Probably.
If it's Sailor Moon art, yeah.
Oh, but I'm on r/Sailor Moon, not r/Distractable. No, u/MCR-G-note.
Did you just shout out a random username from someone who made Sailor Moon art that wasn't even us?
I think someone else posted their artwork on a different thing. I don't know how this works, man. I don't Reddit very often.
You don't say the U. I just wanna. It's fine.
Well, it's got a u/ and then the MCR-. Why is a slash bad but a dash good?
They all have U/. That's the format of usernames.
I don't know that because I don't Reddit much.
No, that's the format of internet URLs in general. You should know that /s are a separator between. Oh man.
Only Sith speak in absolutes.
I mean,
We've had a subreddit for years. I'm not saying that you have to learn, but you've had so much time to learn.
it's like, you know, this is just he's a toddler that's learned there's an expression that sometimes gets him what he wants, and it was always subreddit defend me, and he just started shouting that, and then things happen, and so confirmation bias just led him to be like, that if I say that, then that'll get me good results.
I mean, I go there, I look, and they say nice things about me mostly, and minus like the 3 people that are like, you know what? Everyone else here is wrong. Fuck Wade, Mark and Bob are always right. Yeah, except for your guys' alt accounts. Everyone else is on my side.
Anyway.
All right, we have about 20 minutes here to do an actual episode.
No, but what about talking about VTubers? Because I was going to talk about I saw a video.
You know what?
doing
Sure, I'll save this. I'll button this one. Let's go ahead. VTubers.
I was doing like, have you seen videos that look at how complex those VTuber models are? The number of parameters that are listed in like the skeletal structures on those models. I can't explain it in like specific terms, or maybe it's not that grandiose, but I saw like it was on TikTok or something, and someone just like scrolling, and all these lists of things that were physically movable or had like some kind of physicality to them on the models, and like the different layers of it and how to get different costuming to work in there. It's extremely complex.
Yeah, they get pretty intricate, man.
Yeah, and the way that it can like real-time motion capture for that, even in movies, that's difficult. Like even in movies, that can be a difficult process, and there's so much pioneering going on in this world of motion capture for VTubers that it is expanding in a way that it makes it more accessible for home filmmakers to have motion capture of that level. It's kind of crazy to even think about, but it's true. And then you can have an absolutely intricate model that moves in the way that you want it to move and do whatever it is. And you have artists that like spend hundreds of hours making these things, and it's just like it's just an incredibly complex thing that you never thought would be at this point, but that's kind of just how humans do. It's like we just elevate way past where it needs to be.
I wonder if we're gonna get to the point where like at home people have to do makeup like they do for motion capture. Like I don't know if you've ever watched the behind the scenes, like when they were making The Last of Us, but they have to wear like the head rigs, and you know, I'm pretty just very common, but like that's the example I can think of. They like the dots all over everything for the capture points. Like imagine like getting ready to stream and you're like, all right, here's my head rig, here's my dots, and all right, here's my Joel from Last of Us avatar.
I mean, I'm sure that some people did, because back, but not anymore. anymore, I don't think, because nowadays you can just take like webcam footage and get a perfect match of everything that you need.
Well, and a lot like Corridor's been doing this forever. The technology that's in the iPhone Face ID stuff, the depth mapping that has, it's like you don't need the dots. It has an incredibly accurate 3D depth mapping thing of your face.
It's always one of those things where the top end is always going to rise at a pretty much stable rate, but the bottom end of like the most accessible version of it goes down, actually, where you can get access to it. So like the average, or it pulls everyone up. It's like a curve on a test where it's like the higher up it goes, and then the more people innovate from the bottom is like the curve, and everyone can get close enough to like 80% of where movies are is closing in on that gap, and that's how technology can help individual creators. And this is a sphere where it is interesting. There's certain other, you could talk about VTubers on a grand scale of like they're taking our camera-based creators' jobs, but I think technologically it's very cool to see how this gets pushed, because the more tools that are in people's pockets for individual creativity, the better, in my opinion.
That reminded me, I don't know why, this is completely unrelated, but this is Distractable. This is a show where we get distracted. In 4th grade, our teacher gave us a social studies test, but she accidentally gave us the wrong one. So it was a test for subject matter we hadn't covered yet. After we took the test, she showed us the curve. The average, I think, was like a 46%, because it was multiple choice, so like people just guessed. So the average was 46. One student had a 96% on the test. And that's how the teacher figured out they were cheating on things, was because everyone flunked and then one kid got a 96. So like you saw all of the dots over here, the average was like up here, and then there was one person way over here by themselves with a 96%.
Dude, you just know all the like straight A students in that class, they were like, all right, I'm ready for this. Sat down, get their pencil out, and they look at the test and they're just like, oh God. And there's like mental breakdowns happening internally.
And that ripples out from everyone looking over at them going like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh no. I always cheat off them.
I don't know. Like, I've never had that experience. Not to go off on more tangents, but I've never had that experience in school where I look at a test in high school, in college, in engineering school. Yes, absolutely. I've flipped over a test and I've been like, what was that even taught? But in high school, I've never had that experience where I flip over a test and I didn't know at least somewhat of what was being talked about there. Because I can't imagine. Because if you guess at a multiple choice test, you just completely guess, you should average out to 50%. You should. No, actually, no, you should average to 25%.
A, B, C, D, 50%.
Oh, there's always 2 right answers. Am I right?
2 wrongs make a right.
Well, either way, it's like, I feel like I've never flipped over a test in high school and been like, oh, I'm fucked. It's like, they tell you what's going to be on the test, and then you just glance at what that is, and then you take the test. You don't even need to really study that hard, because you can get 80%.
I'm totally with you, Mark. That's how I am. I think I've told this story. I have one time where I was struck by that in my entire life, and it scared the shit out of me. I don't think it works that way for everybody. I think other people need a lot more preparation. I have literally gone into a test where all I did was like skim the book, and I hadn't paid a single ounce of attention, and I got to the test and I was like, I can figure these out. No, the one time that did happen where I got totally hosed, it was a thing I should have been prepared for, but it wasn't like a class. When I went to music school, when you show up to school, they assess where you are to see if you should be in like honors music theory classes. And so when you get there for like orientation, you take a test. And it's supposed to be like a basic test, like, oh, any dummy could pretty much solve most of these problems, but if you do really well, you get advanced. I turned it over, and I swear to God, the first thing was just an empty music stave. And then they started playing music on the speakers, and they were like, all right, write that down. And I was like, what? And everyone around me was like, and I was like, oh fuck, how did I get into music school? Guys, wait a minute. Oh my God. Guys, it's in treble clef. I don't even know what this is. Whoa, shit. I just immediately gave up, and it was kind of funny because I remember they would just do stuff. They'd be like, they'd play a chord on the piano and be like, bong. All right, write what notes are in that chord. And I'd be like, oh shit, you're all, oh man, God damn it. I keep thinking it's a joke, but it's not a joke.
You should have buzzed out your finger kind of say,
just start writing math, like 8. I got 8.
I put in the hydraulic equation.
I had that same experience in a much sadder degree. I like junior high, we had to take a music class. As a person who didn't really learn much about, I learned a lot more about music playing Guitar Hero and Rock Band than I ever had known prior. So like I remember sitting in the class and the teacher started playing something and she's like, all right, name all of the instruments or instrument types you hear. And I was like, okay, drums and not drums. I was like, I don't know the difference between strings or piano. Don't pianos have fucking strings in them? Are they strings? I don't know. What is a piano? Is it a string instrument? I don't know.
It's kind of a string instrument. It is strings that make the sound.
So in junior, I had no idea. So I remember writing down drums and I was like, guitar. It was like some classic song. It was not guitar.
Old small wooden guitar, old medium wooden guitar, blow stick.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, there were flutes and all kinds of stuff. I did not know a thing, but I remember like listening to it and I was watching everyone else write shit down and I was like, all I had was drums, and then I started writing, I don't know, I had like the start of a letter and I was like, I don't even know what word I'm writing because I don't know.
You just make up instruments?
I knew like 3 instruments back then, you know? Like I had no experience with music.
The guitar, the bitar, the snitar.
I knew there was guitar, bass, drums, flute, and saxophone and piano. That might have been the only instruments I knew.
Oh, I don't know why this hilarious TikTok I saw was, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He always makes statements that, you know, sometimes aren't true because he's like, he didn't get Dune because they were, you know, in Dune you hit the sand and it resonates.
Oh, I saw this.
And then he's like, if you hit sand, no one's gonna hear it. And it cuts to someone buried in sand in the distance and a hand like 10 feet away going on the sand, and you just hear a muffled voice go, I hear it.
Yeah, no, that was so funny. He's so like he does the Neil deGrasse Tyson thing where he's like, it's sand. If you thump sand, no one hears that. You can't thump sand. Sand is sand. And then the person is just like, thump. Well, and you can hear it in the video too. You hear they're hitting sand, and you hear the thump audibly. That's so fucking funny.
That guy needs to go touch some sand. He's never been out there.
He's only addressed sand theoretically.
Theoretically, I think is a word. It's like theoretically, but specifically about one theory.
Skrillet.
Skrillet's a bum rapper. What's it called?
Are you starting to say dubstep?
That's it.
Skrillet, the bum rapper. God damn. We're killing it today, guys.
I had a topic ready.
For anyone still in school, I have a handy tip. This is circling back to something we stopped talking about a while ago, but I just wanted to get it out there. Because it worked for my ADHD, right? I was in class and I would never pay attention. But the teachers always go, tap, 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 tap. X equals C. They'll always do more emphasis when they're pointing at something that'll be on the test, and that's when you take a note. That's when you're like, okay, all right. They'll give it away.
Dude, here's the tip. Only pay attention when the teacher
Literally, no, I'm dead serious because I would be not paying attention, and they would go like tap tap, and I'd go, huh? And they would say something, I'd be like, and I would remember that thing because otherwise I'm just daydreaming or falling asleep. And whenever they go, and then that would be on the test, and I would know that, and that's how I got through everything. I didn't really study that much. I did the homework assignments, but it's like they'll always tell you what's on the test. They may not give a study guide, but they'll always be like,
it's like they want you to succeed.
yeah, it's like, we're trying to teach you this thing.
Except for my philosophy of sports teacher in college. I will never forgive that man for wanting us to fail.
Why do we need to get the ball to the hoop?
I wish, dude. I was so excited for that class. Nothing has ever equaled the disappointment as far as school goes as going into that class like, I'm gonna have one really fun class this semester. I took like 2 or 3 senior capstones because I'm an idiot and I knew I was overdoing it and I was gonna have all these hard like graduate level classes, but I was like, philosophy of sports is like 100 level class. It's gonna be easy, it's gonna be interesting, it's gonna be fun. I cannot wait. And it was the hardest fucking thing I ever did in my life because the teacher was just like, I don't want you all to have an easy time here and think my class is just an easy pass. I want you to have to work for it.
Man, he was onto you, huh?
I told you guys a story, haven't I, about how I took him to lunch and like basically told him he was a bad teacher.
Yeah, I remember that, I think.
I've never forgotten that man in that class.
I do find that confusing. Like, I get that college professors are not the same as like teachers, and teachers just want you to succeed. Teachers do it because they're like, I love teaching, I love kids, I want the kids to learn and enjoy learning and whatever, right? Professors are there because it's their job. They might be teachers, but they're not necessarily I get that. But some professors, man, holy shit, go do something else. Like, it's like they're there to spite the students. And I get they're there to do their research or whatever, right? Like that's maybe their main motivation. But why do they have to teach kids courses? Like Jesus Christ, there should be an aptitude test or like a personality test or something where some professors are just like, half of you are going to fail. This is how I like it. Enjoy suffering. Let's begin. And it's like, well, that's not, I didn't learn shit from you. I hated you. I hated you. I hated your class. You made me like the subject matter that you taught even less. Like, why is that? Don't do that. I get you're not a teacher. That's fine. But like, don't do that.
Yeah, I think I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that it's exactly what you were saying is like there are people there who are at the pinnacle of their field that want to work in a lab, and the lab just happens to be attached to a college campus, and the only way that they can get a job working in the lab is by being like, all right, I'm an expert in the field, and the college is like, well, you got to teach our students, and they're like, oh, fine.
Let them just do they're real smart. Let them do the fun, smart research stuff. Let the ones who don't hate humanity teach the humans about stuff. Like, Jesus Christ.
They're like the Dr. House of teachers. They just want the interesting things to happen. They're like, I'll tolerate the rest of you.
I would even be happy with House. House is a total a-hole, but he did not suffer idiots and he would not suffer mistakes. And he did teach. He just did it in a way that was as adversarial and shitty. But like he wanted his people to be excellent. He just like wasn't nice. I would take that over a professor who was literally just like, I fucking hate you. Prepare to fail. And if you're smart, prepare to extra fail because I hate that you think you're smart. It's like, ugh, gross.
It might also be that they have PhD level classes that they prefer to teach, and they have to teach also the 101s, and they're just like these stupid fresh out of high school kids that they don't care about learning, so I'm not going to treat them. But it's like, yeah, they are at the top of their field, but it's also like these students want to be there. But yeah, there's a whole, I never went to postgraduate school.
None of us really did that, right? None of us would have wasted our time going to graduate school or law school or anything.
Hey, I have a doctorate. It's the wrong kind of doctorate, and my wife will remind you repeatedly that it's not a real doctorate. But it's called a Juris Doctorate, goddammit. And I do technically have a title. I don't get to be called Dr. Bob, but you have to call me Bob Esquire. Bob Meiskirm Esquire. That's me, baby.
Depending on subject matter, I do get teachers being difficult. Like I had some really tough teachers in high school, but they were like difficult but fair. And I think that's where the line needs to be drawn. You need to be fair about it. My philosophy of sports teacher, not fair. The questions he asks, not fair. Nothing to do with learning, nothing to do with learning the subject matter or approaching it, nothing to do with philosophy. It was about finding the most obscure fact, putting it on a quiz or a test so that you would likely fail the test because he didn't want people to have an easy time. But like, if you're preparing people to go to like med school or, you know, it's like boot camp, right? There's some fields where it's like, you got to be ready for things. If something horrible happens, you have to know and be able to react quickly. Like, oh, I got to stop the bleeding. I got to be able to do this. So I get things like that where it's like crucial that it's difficult because you need to be prepared for those situations. But like you said, some professors literally are just there to be smarter than you, remind you that they're smarter than you, not care about teaching you, and just want you to get it. I had a teacher in philosophy. It was logic. I think it was called philosophy logic, where it was basically like mathematics in philosophy, where it was like you had to solve these like logic equations. And he was brilliant. One of the smartest people I've ever actually met. Like he could just see, he was one of those people like with the things flying around. He would see this complicated equation. He would like know the answer. Like he could just immediately break it down and see the answer. And he would write the answer down because his brain just worked in that logic way. But for us, we had to like write it out. It would be like 30 steps to figure out the final solution. And you could tell that he was frustrated that it took us longer to solve things than it took him. Because it seemed like he had things that he wanted to get to teach, to talk about, to have like peers to work with him on to actually solve.
10 seconds. Let's go, folks. We need a sentry right here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get moving, guys. There will be no survivors.
Doctor, right here, now! Mission is done in 60 seconds. Mission ends in about 30 seconds. The mission is over in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Victory!
Building. My sentry's down. Spencer down. Ah! Medic!
Keep an eye out. Agent about. That mechanic's an agent, all right. Hear that? Sentry ahead. Hear
Watch
that?
out, incoming.
We have lost the control point.
Hear that? Sentry ahead. Help me! Two men over there. Agent about.
Down in 60 seconds. Mission ends in about 30 seconds.
Spencer going on.
The mission is over in 10 seconds.
Medic, please!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Overtime.
Oh, proper time.
We have lost victory.
building a sentry.
Victory! Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Control point enabled. Get out and capture it. We have secured the control point.
That woman's hiding somewhere.
Solved that none of us would ever get to the level of being able to do. So he would teach like the 101s or the, whatever, the 100 level classes, and you could tell he was just bored out of his mind going over the basics because his brain was just operating on a whole nother plane of existence than teaching basic logic rules.
What a dick.
He wasn't even necessarily intentionally a dick like some teachers, like you mentioned, Art, but he just wasn't like, he wasn't social, like he had no social skills. He was bad at communicating, but like you could tell he knew what the fuck he was doing. He was a good doer, not a good shower.
I'm an academic grower, not an academic shower, they call me.
All right. Very good.
It's also, I remember what I was gonna say. It's that test taking is not an accurate representation of knowing the subject matter.
No, it's
It's
not.
rote recitation and actual execution of it.
I'm an excellent test taker.
I'm a pretty good test taker too, because yeah, that's kind of the thing where I learn best by doing. And I think everyone does. Like it's really easy to solidify knowledge that occupies all of your senses. Like you see it, you hear it, you touch it, you interact with it, you taste it if you want. Did you know we talked about this before? You can look at anything and you can imagine how it'd be to lick it.
To lick what?
You can know the texture of anything by looking at something in your room or on the wall and imagine licking it, and you'll know what it would be like to lick it.
Have you ever done that? Made yourself uncomfortable? Like if there's like a screw sticking out of the wall, you imagine yourself licking, like you hit the screw, it's like you can feel it cut your tongue. It's like, ow, fuck.
No, yeah, I can totally do that. That requires no visual imagination. It's just a purely sensory thing.
Can you feel yourself hitting something unexpected too? Like you're licking like a wall.
I guess when I'm imagining it, if I'm like, oh well, I would lick around that. I wouldn't lick that. That's what I think. I don't think, oh no, a screw. I can't steer. There's no brakes on this tongue. Ah! Yeah, no, I just wouldn't lick the sharp thing. I would lick elsewhere or stop before I got to it, is what happens in my mind. But, everyone thinks differently, I guess.
It's like in my brain, my tongue can go anywhere. This sounds very sexual, this conversation.
As a person with a toddler in my house, I could tell you, it's a very base human instinct to want to lick stuff. It's an interesting way to figure out sensory things and figure out what the deal is with stuff. Because your fingers only feel so much, but you're licking and putting it in your mouth and tasting, whole other world of experiences. You can learn a lot by licking stuff.
Go out there and lick your dreams, everyone.
Lick your dreams, lick your nightmares. Yep. I like your theory, Mark. Is there a thing that you don't know what it would be like to lick? And I'm not saying like, oh, what's it like to lick like lava or something, but like I'm thinking right now, I have a desk pad on my desk. It's like kind of a neoprene kind of thing. I'm not 100% confident because I've never actually licked it. I don't know what it would be like to lick this in the same way of like, I don't know, drywall, or is there anything that like you don't know how it would be?
I mean, it's all basic house stuff, so I can't really see anything too crazy. So I really don't know. Lava, I guess. I don't know what it'd be like to lick that.
Not good.
There's no brakes on this tongue. I can't stop.
maybe that thing would happen. Well, what's it called? The Leidenfrost effect, where a barrier of steam would form between your tongue and the lava, and you get like, it would be like really slippery and it wouldn't burn you.
What about like certain textures? Like if you feel like a velvet fabric with your fingers, I imagine if you licked it, you'd have a different experience than you would with your finger, because I feel like the liquid on your tongue would change it a bit. But I can't fully get it, but I feel like it would be.
Wet velvet is kind of gross.
I don't know if I've ever felt wet velvet, so I don't know if I can. My brain can't quite go there to wet velvet right now.
I have actually licked velvet in real life, I can tell you, so I do know that one, but that is a weird one.
I need no further information anyway. That story can end there.
It was a pillow, okay? It was a pillow. Calm down.
It was undies. Is there velvet underwear? That'd be so weird to feel like, oh, like, I don't like the texture of velvet. Feeling it between my thighs would drive me nuts. Oh, God, it's horrible.
What's this episode about?
I never got to my topic because Mark was like, I want to keep talking about VTubers, and then we've gone everywhere except for my topic. That was the postponement, but literally we never got to my topic, and now we're like, so I gotta save my topic for a different day. This just ended up being like, dudes, we haven't talked in like 2 weeks. Let's catch up.
Did you give any points? What's happening?
I do have points. Is it time? Should I just go ahead and go through the points?
I mean, you're the host. I don't know.
Should I end this train wreck of derailment? I guess I can. I should have known by my intro that this was gonna go off kilter today.
Can I just say, I really enjoy. I feel like we've had a few of these episodes recently where the small talk just dominated the entire episode, and we got to like an hour in, and we were like, oh, well, I guess we'll just end it there. I enjoy these a lot. These are very fun.
I do too.
And I was also surprised when the first one of these came out. I was like, oh, the subreddit's gonna hate that shit. They're gonna be like, this episode's about nothing. Not a word. Everyone was like, yeah, just as funny as ever. Who needs topics?
These are good for us because it's like we just get to catch up and talk about whatever we want to. It's just like our friendship time just coincides with like content time. We're like, let's just catch up like friends do, but also I guess film it and let the world watch. And I think that we get to just genuinely talk about whatever the hell's on our mind. And whenever you have a passion or something, like an idea that comes to mind, and we just talk about it, it's less like forced into like thinking about a topic. I don't know how to describe it.
Just lick each other's brains for a bit.
Did I dream there was an episode where you were like putting things in your mouth, Bob?
Oh, no, wait, no, there was an episode where Bob was putting things in his mouth. I remember that.
There was an episode where it was the ick or something, and I made a joke about that, and I was like, if we ever do video, we'll do an episode about me putting things in my mouth. That was a lie. The subreddit has been talking about that since forever. You don't want an episode of me putting things in my mouth. One, I have a small mouth. Two, that's not that interesting. There's not even a lot of stuff in my office that hasn't already been in my mouth. So sorry to pop your bubble on that one, but
I didn't mean to crush you, subreddit, but now you know.
No, yeah, subreddit. Now you know definitively. Suck it.
But yeah, this has been fun. I've got a topic for next time. That's cool. I mean, I'm a topic ahead, and I guess I can go ahead and share the points, and we can see where we ended up. I currently have me at -2 for TikTok movies. I don't know, something about the.
That's fair. That's fair.
I lost 2 points for it. Bob, I have you at 11 points for Baby Roller Coaster, Beans, No Brakes, Grower Not Shower. Those are the notes I wrote. Mark, I have you at 12 points, which I guess is one more than Bob, for Wheat, IMAX, VTube, College Nips? That's not what it says. Killian Nips. Killian Murphy's Nips. And then I just have ... by points. I don't know what that means, but ... points.
I'll take them.
Really extensive note taking. I appreciate the details.
Look, I did about as good as I normally do. Mark, you win by 1 because Bob asked for a point count, and that's where we were at. So congrats. I guess that's where this one wraps up. Do you have a winner's speech?
Yes, probably. I mean, I have to, right?
Not really. I could give your winner speech.
No. I don't want any kind of technicalities coming in on the bylaws that maybe I don't fully understand. I really got to read that that constitution, you know?
Nah, that sounds like it's a waste of time.
Speaking of, the season is ending, right? We need to have a season winner.
No, we were gonna postpone that. I thought we were gonna roll the end of the last season into the beginning because it ended. It has already happened. We could go back and just retroactively have a seasons 1 through 3 champion.
Tell you what, I hosted this episode. I'll declare myself season champion.
I think maybe the numbers might actually be in your favor because I have not won a lot towards the last few weeks.
You both say that, but I swear when I look at the thing, it looks like we're pretty like rotated through pretty clearly.
Wait, I'm pretty sure you stole 10 wins from me and thus are way ahead. And also I'm way behind.
Yeah, and we were going to do that because it was going to give us a chance to reset. Okay, so I think Wade. All right, Wade is the winner. I hereby, as winner, I'm humbled by this win, and I feel like I do deserve it, but I feel undeserving. And I promise to one day reach the lofty heights of deservishness that is coupled with the winning status of me.
Bob, do you have
I'm gonna call this a not winner speech because I'm not giving loser speeches this year or ever again because I'm not a loser. I just didn't happen to win this episode. That's okay because it goes on. It never ends. This not winner speech is sponsored by me. I'm here to tell you about me. Me is good. Me is on the internet, and me is available on many places. Just find me at them and watch me do them, and you will enjoy it. I can guarantee it. As me, I can tell you, me is good. Me.com/distractible. That's me.com/distractible.
I'm going there right now.
Wait, well, you know, I don't want to steal your thunder, Wade, but I'm going to. You know what we can say for the first time in months, truthfully? Merch.
what?
Merch.
Say it again. Don't tell me that. Say it again.
I don't want to make any empty promises, but I'm like 90% sure merch exists. I got bad news. You know how we've been saying the website link? I think it's different.
People have been waiting there for weeks. Refreshing.
The editor definitely put it on screen visually and also definitely used an AI voice to say it correctly or something like that.
Just a text-to-speech, doesn't have to be AI. Microsoft Sam.
Or editors, record your own voices doing impressions of us saying it.
Yeah, Sam, use your own voice. I'm your boss. You have to do that. Anyway,
Damn, the boss card coming out from Bob.
DistractableStore.com.
Anyway, no, I think it's true. I think that's real, and that's my point.
That's it for this one, where there was no topic, there were no rules, there were points, and there was 2 winners, kind of. You can find us online, Mark at Markiplier, Bob at Meister, and me at Minion777, or Lord Minion777. Like Bob said, merch. Mark will be hosting the next one, or maybe we'll have a topic. Maybe it'll just be more of us chilling, killing, talking, Cillian Murphy style.
Killing?
Stay tuned for that. Until next time, don't forget to tip your nips.
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractable. This episode, McDonald's munching machete-armed Mark plays Canine Whisperer. This sets a stage for a truly weird episode. Walloping Wade wakes early to hump, likes to lick brows, and is the lusty lord of the Zilfs. Beloved Bob promises more pickies, praises Will Rogers' hypotheses, intimidates toddlers, and separates via slaying. From President Pullman to tool pyramids. Yes! It's time for Wrong Answers Only. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome back to Distractable. It's time for another fun episode where I'm the host.
I don't like this.
My name is Markiplier.
I don't like that.
I'm here to guide you through the experience that is Distractable, where I'm the host, and then the contestants play a fun game for points.
That was so close to your kudos for Putin. What's it called?
Kudos for Pudos, baby.
No points for getting that wrong.
All right, cool.
I don't like the tone so far, but hey, Mark, how's it going? Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. It's nice to win. Always is nice to win. It's been a while, so I gotta make this one good. You know how in the bylaws we have a rule that we have to have
have a written record of the points.
No, I don't remember that, but I was wondering why we started doing that.
It is a rule. It's a bylaw and or a constitutional law.
That's good.
But I remembered, and where I am, usually if you're at an Airbnb, there's a junk drawer that has pad, paper, pen, something like that.
Tape.
Wait, there is?
Couldn't find anything anywhere here. Couldn't find anything to write with, honestly, and I didn't bring a pen. Usually I have like at least a pen or something in my backpack.
Please tell me you have a tattoo artist who has to tattoo every point onto you while you go.
Ooh.
It's not far from the answer.
Oh, why do you have a knife? I wasn't ready for that.
So I would think if I carve the points into your flesh, then that'll be a pretty permanent record, wouldn't it?
Okay, here you go.
No. What I have here is not blood. I'm going to say that first.
Okay, I believe you. I'm choosing to believe you.
Okay, right? Even though I'm making a movie with probably the world record amount of blood in it, this is not blood.
It's your movie script.
I write really, really small and only on paper towels.
It's written in Braille?
Yeah, that way no one can steal it.
Wait, I think that's a paper towel, Wade. I've got to be honest.
Could be. It's a good theory.
I mean, I did say it was a paper towel, but
They're very blood absorbent.
yeah. And other fluids.
How much blood do you have to soak up?
Unrelated.
Yeah, unrelated fluids. Anyway, I got some writing material here.
Ooh, what ink is that?
It's red. Very good pigments.
I'm a very big. Have you heard about the calligraphy drama that's gone on?
The what?
What?
I'm not even joking. Hang on. There was big drama in the calligraphy TikTok stuff because there's a company. Hang on, I know this. Lamy, which is a company that makes calligraphy products, released a new ink, which is named very similarly to one of their all-time favorite inks called Dark Lilac something, but it's not the same. It's different. It's not the dark lilac we all know and love from years past. Anyway, sorry, this came across my TikTok and I had to. So what kind of ink do you have, Mark?
Red.
Frank's Red Hot?
It might be.
2023?
Might be. Who knows, honestly, maybe 2024 edition. But I have this, and I can make straight lines with it, and that's about all I can do. There's no going roundabout on curved letters. That's not happening.
So how do you know whose lines are which lines then?
Well, so you can make letters out of straight lines. So you can see I was experimenting with yours, but that's a B, and then a very clear W.
Oh, okay. A very clear must mean something different in Texas.
They're both Bob. A B and an M.
Bob and Mob, yes. It's me.
So I've got it here, and I'm going to keep excellent records.
I'm going to offer you a preliminary ruling. That totally works. You're good. No constitutional violations. Excellent work, buddy.
Thank you.
It's gonna really suck though in like 2 months whenever you have to look back to this record for the points.
Yeah, you have to keep that forever.
I know, right? TSA is gonna.
Okay.
He's gonna ask me why I have a blood-stained letter in my bag.
You gotta go home, tape that into your notebook alongside all the other points tracking.
Just keep the knife with it. That way you can show them what you were doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll take that right through.
It's calligraphy. Guys, it's calligraphy.
They got rid of my lavender mac and cheese and I wanted it back.
I have more than once accidentally brought a multi-tool through TSA, and it's always a very nice one that Amy got me as a present. Because I think, oh, a multi-tool, that'll be perfect for the road. And the thing about multi-tools is that they usually have a knife in them. Also, they're big and metal, so TSA doesn't like that very much.
Not very secretive.
You don't put it in your bag. Put it in your pocket next time.
I have brought pocket knives on occasion. We know the weirdest, most confusing one was we were at a convention, and so I you know, fans will give you things at a convention sometimes, art or whatever. And on the way like to the airport, I got this thing from a fan and I just shoved it in my bag and I was like, gosh, shit, and went to the airport because it was like I was leaving and this person was like, I thought I wouldn't see you, blah. And I was like, I don't want to be rude. I'll take this. It had a whole bunch of silly string in it, which you're not allowed to bring aerosol cans onto an airplane.
Oh.
They didn't just like find it and be like, oh, what's this? The guy who found it was like looking in my bag and was like, did you know this is in here? What, my clothes? No, what? What? And he was like so weird about it. And then when he pulled out the silly string, I was like, wait, I didn't put that in there. Which you should never say to the TSA people. They don't like that. That question they ask, has anyone else touched your bags? They mean that shit. You should never ever say, oh wait, I didn't put that in there. They did not enjoy that. That didn't go well. I ended up getting on my flight. It was fine. But that one moment where I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't think I put that in there.
Then your follow-up is like, well, wait, I'm famous and a fan gave it to me. I put it in my bag.
I did. I hit it when he was like, well, there's this bag. It's got a picture of you that appears to be drawn in like colored pencil or something. And did you draw this? And I was like, oh, no, I know what that is. Wait, this is really awkward. But yeah, they don't think that's very funny. He thought it was kind of funny once I explained it. But when I said I didn't put that in there, he was like, it's probably a bomb then, isn't it? Let's escalate this. We got to look inside you now.
Did I tell you when I was going through TSA recently and they found my mouse pad?
Your Lady Dimitrescu mouse pad?
Yeah. Did I talk about that on the...
I don't think so.
I feel like maybe, but I don't remember it. Yeah, do it again. The subreddit loves that.
Yeah, I can't remember if I actually told you guys, but yeah, TSA found my Lady Dimitrescu mouse pad. Which I feel like I have talked about because I remember saying that and Wade, you being confused about the name. I'm going to skip it because if I've talked about it.
Well, now I missed the story because I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember your mouse pad. I know who that is. That's the Resident Evil lady.
So I was at TSA and they were pulling up, you know, they grab it goes to the back. It almost always does because I got so many electronics in there. And they pull it over to the machine and, you know, they are able to scroll through the scan. They're like looking through and they see two roundish type, what seems to be a fluid. I don't know. It looks odd, but it doesn't show any of the surface texture. So it just looks like two blobs, right?
Conspicuous.
So I say to the TSA agent, I'm like, you're going to laugh when you see it. And she gives me this look like, what the fuck are you talking about? How hilarious is this bomb? So rips open the bag and then just pulls out the top first, so without the boobs. And he looks at that and goes like, what? Is this it? Pulls out the boobs and then just gives me that side eye. It's just like... And then she did laugh. So she did laugh. And I said it was a gift.
I know those TSA officers like probably see all kinds of crazy shit, but when they don't laugh at stuff like that, I'm always like, man, this has got to be the funnest part of your job. It's not a bomb and it's something funny. How often does that happen? Like, you didn't have to do anything. It's cool. We're good.
Yep. What? So that's what happened. Other than travel-related experiences, how are you guys' lives doing?
We're good. Been up early all week, which is rare for me, but we got our sump pump replaced. Puppies had vet appointments yesterday.
To be clear, he had to be awake by 11 a.m. today. That's early.
Well, I was awake before 10.
Oh, no.
Yesterday, I had to be up at 7.
That is pretty early.
Well, then why are you complaining about today, then? That seems way worse.
Because I need to catch up on sleep. Because no matter how early I get up, I cannot fall asleep until like 3 a.m. And last night, it was like 4:30.
You know, you need to do exercise, as they say.
What is that when you eat your food more slowly?
No, you have to eat it really quickly so that it raises your blood pressure. And when you're done eating, you're all...
Oh, I'll get some hot wings and eat them really quickly later. Appreciate the advice.
Yeah. I'm excellent at exercise. Can't you tell?
Otherwise, what else is new? Bob and I played Helldivers a couple days ago. That was fun.
Without me?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, without you, very much on purpose.
Intentionally. We were like, oh, Mark's gone. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's understandable.
And incredibly, we did about the same as we did with you.
I can't tell if that was supposed to be mean or not mean.
Meaning throwing airstrikes on each other?
Well, no, it was more... Well, we had other people. We had 2 other people. You were as good as 2 other people.
Oh, wow, that's a compliment.
I meant it to be nice, but I guess I didn't give the context that there were other people there. It made it sound like, yeah, it was just Bob and I. We were without you. We did just as good, if not better.
It felt a little mean at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, no. What I was trying to say was Delrith and the only Ryan. Let me shout them out. They suck.
Hey, don't say that about Del. You have no idea what that man did for us.
He murdered me about 16 times on one mission.
It was probably your own fault.
Yeah, it probably was.
He literally threw me to respawn me and then threw an orbital after. So I landed, got out. I was like, oh, my stuff. Huh, what's that big beam of light? Is this Independence Day? And then I died.
Well.
Shouldn't have stopped to ask if it was Independence Day. There's your problem right there. It's a skill issue.
I was hoping for President Pullman to tell me.
Wait, that's actually his name.
Is it? I couldn't remember if that was the actor or the president.
Oh, wait, no, that's the actor's name, isn't it?
Damn it.
No. I don't think it's the actor's name because isn't that one of that family of actors?
Bill Pullman is the actor's name.
Never mind. Fuck me then. I'm wrong.
President Thomas J. Whitmore.
Yeah, that's the one. Played by Bill Pullman.
I was not going to pull Whitmore out, so.
I had an interesting encounter this morning that was unusual. I sometimes get up early just on a whim. I wake up and I'm like, I'm not going to sleep. It was about 5 a.m.
It's early for you, like 10 a.m.?
5 a.m.
It's like he stopped listening before you finish your sentence and then is confused about all that information you added in there at the second half of the sentence.
You guys knew what you were signing up for when you invited me to this shit.
I mean, not really.
You know what, Wade? This is what makes you so good at improv comedy. You listen to just enough to decide what you're going to do, regardless of whatever else happens.
And.
Mark's encounter.
Oh, right. So I step out of the door. I was going to go to McDonald's and get some, breakfast.
That sounds good. I'm hungry.
Circle back, maybe get some work done. I step out of my front door, and one of the reasons I woke up is because this dog kept barking. And I step out of my front door, and there's this dog, tiny little thing, like this big, standing in the middle of the road. It's 5 a.m., and I'm like, what are you doing out here? And it's a little kind of Chihuahua mix. I took a picture of it, and it was super cute, but obviously should not have been out. This is the dog.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, basically, I did what I've seen and heard you're supposed to do if you got a dog that doesn't know you. It's just barking at me. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta help find this dog find its over. Because I could see it had a collar. So I sit on the sidewalk for about half an hour. I was like, I went out, it was kind of cold in the morning, but I just sat on the sidewalk and just half an hour and trying to let this dog get used to me, and also waiting around just to see if anybody else happened to show up. I don't know who's walking their dog at 5 a.m., but it felt like this was a dog that was lost. And so after a while, it got a little closer. It kept getting spooked by other things in the area and then would turn around and start barking at me. Like there would be a noise down the street or like a dog barking in the distance and go like, ooh, and that at me. But eventually it started getting closer, so I actually went inside real quick once I knew it wasn't gonna sprint off. Got some leftover steak that I had cooked the day prior, and I started giving it little pieces. And I managed to get it inside. And so I was like, oh shit. And I looked at its collar. It didn't have a number, but it had an animal hospital. And I was like, yeah, okay, that opens at 7:30. I'll call then. And then lo and behold, after treating this dog, I give it some breakfast. I give it some water, and it's chilling. It's very cute. It's nice. And I hear out of my front door, I hear like, Bella. And I look out, and it's the next door neighbors. The next door neighbors were looking for their dog.
What a weird coincidence. They lost their dog.
They let it out to go bathroom early in the morning, and then after I brought it into the house I'm at, they were immediately like, our dog's gone. I thought I was rescuing a dog. I ended up kidnapping their dog. And here I was like, I'm some big hero.
Well, I mean, that's a weird time in the morning for a dog to be outside and in the middle of the road, nonetheless.
So it was literally the next door neighbor. So it was like kind of in the road, whereas like I think what happened is they're the kind of dog owners that they open the front door, the dog goes out. And I think me coming outside because of the direction that I came from scared it into the road. I don't think it was the dog that was in the road. I think it was all my fault from the very beginning. But also I was sitting out there for maybe not 30 minutes, but maybe more like 20 minutes. And the owner didn't come out. So I was like, a coyote could come by and snatch.
No, yeah, that's a long time for a dog to be outside barking. Dogs like being outside, and then it sounds like it. This is the routine. But if Lexi is outside barking, I'm not just in the house like, she'll stop. That's mean to my neighbors. I'll go out there and be like, hey, stop, or come inside. And she's older, so she's always like, well, I want to come inside. That sounds good.
Well, quiet time starts at 10 p.m. So by 5 a.m., it's got to be over, right?
I mean, probably.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You should have picked Bella up and walked out and been like, oh, you have a dog named Bella? I have a dog named Bella. This is Bella. Oh, your dog looks like my dog. That's so weird.
But anyway, that was my eventful morning. So that's what I got done.
Did you end up getting McDonald's?
Yeah, I did. It was as good as ever.
McDonald's and a dog. Congratulations.
I thought you were gonna say the dog took a huge shit in the house or something. You were like giving it steak, giving it water, and then it just turns and looks at you and is like, it just takes a huge dump right on the carpet.
No, it did pee, but the carpet just so happened to have random yellow spots on it.
Oh, perfect.
As a design, so I couldn't even tell where it peed afterwards.
Sometimes the pee spot's wet, which makes it stand out from the rest.
I didn't touch it. I didn't feel around for it. Trust me.
You know, you can taste pee on a carpet. Even if it's dry, if you just lick around, you'll find it.
Ooh, it'll re-peeify it. I see.
Yeah, you can rehydrate it, and then you'll know where the pee is.
You could get one of those UP lights.
No points. All right, Bob, what's new in your life?
Been sick. That's not great.
Did you get a haircut?
I had this haircut the last time we hung out, but yes,
I didn't notice then.
I had this haircut for about a week. It's looking a little crazy today because I didn't look at it or brush it or do anything. I feel like I had something that happened, but I can't remember. Oh, I started a new initiative. If you have a kid, everyone is always like, "Oh, you have pictures? Do you have pictures?" And we do have pictures because everyone has your phone now, right? And you can take really high quality pictures with your cell phone. But I don't because I use my phone for other stuff, and I don't know why, but I found it really difficult to remember, like, oh, I should open the camera on this phone that I hold constantly and take pictures. So I have a little like pocket size camera, like just regular digital camera that's only a camera, and I've like made an initiative to keep that downstairs and keep it charged and just periodically pick it up and see if anything's happening to where I can like take a quick video or take some good pictures, because I realized that I wish I had more pictures of James. So that's been kind of fun. He hams it up for the camera. I don't know if you guys experienced this. I like forget that my phone can do that. And I totally take pictures with it sometimes, but I would take a lot more if I just had a camera in my hand and I was like, all right, pictures, click, click. I don't know why, but it's a new thing I'm trying.
It is easy to forget because I will remember every once in a while and I'll be like, oh yeah, this amazing tool to keep memories around. And then you'll just completely forget about it forever. And then never keep any memories for months at a time, which is kind of sad.
All gone. I already forget.
All gone. Enough about that sad stuff. We're here to play a fun little game. All right, you ready? Because you guys are going to be playing it, and you better have fun. That's all I got to say about that.
Don't point your knife at me like that.
Chutes and ladders?
No, not chutes and ladders.
Escalada!
What's that?
I believe that is a Spanish language version of essentially shoots and ladders type of thing. It's a board game. Escalada. Ooh, Escalada.
We play that one?
No, it's not about it.
Well, ensalada.
No, it's not that either. No points for guessing, so you don't need to keep trying. I was actually going to see if you kept trying. Okay, good, yeah.
No, I'm not going to guess. I give up.
We're going to play a game called Wrong Answers Only. So I've got a list of questions here, and I'm going to present them to each of you, and you're going to give me the wrong answer. We're not going to go back and forth on the same answer unless you guys really want to, because you both could try to give an answer to the same question.
Maybe. Is that the wrong answer?
It could be a right answer, so I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like maybe is never the wrong answer. It's always maybe the right answer.
So I'll give you guys, we'll decide right now how you want to do it. How do you think would be the most fun? If we round robin it, but each of you get a turn and then we alternate who goes first? Or is it a quick fire thing where it's just back and forth and I determine if your answer is wrong enough to be deserving of a point?
I kind of like when we both get to try each one because then you get more jokes. But I feel like the person in the second position always has the advantage. Unless the first person absolutely perfectly nails it, the second person gets that moment to be like, oh, they went that direction, I'll do this.
It could be fun.
Yeah, maybe we do a different question each and we just see who's more wrong with the new question.
Nah, I'll try the round robin other way.
All right, cool. Glad Bob and I talked about this. Guess we gave the wrong answer, Bob.
Those were both very wrong answers.
Did we win?
No, I'm going to start. Who wants to go first?
Wade does.
Wade sure does. All right, Wade, you're going first.
That's right. I was thinking that. Great.
I've got a few subjects here, but then it started to get really disorganized. So it's gonna be organized by category, and then it's very quickly gonna not be organized by category.
I like this. I like this.
And then everything is completely all over the place, and I don't really have rhyme or reason, but I've got my paper towel and my knife, so I'm ready to go. Wade, are you ready?
No.
Oh.
That's actually what you are, though, so I guess. Anyway, Wade, what organ pumps blood through the body?
The dick.
Okay, all right. Bob, what organ pumps blood through the body?
Your big toe.
I don't know which one of those is more wrong.
Mine's not even an organ, so I feel like that's pretty wrong.
Is a dick an organ? I guess it's a reproductive organ.
I feel like the dick could be the right answer because if you're excited about something in particular that has your dick going, then I guess it would be related to.
Is that what happens when you get horny? Your dick turns into a heart. It's not just blood rushing to an area. Your dick is actually like, oh, actually, let's do this, guys.
Hey, my heart's down here, sweetheart.
No, I mean getting excited, adrenaline, overall system.
Are you saying because blood pumps through your dick, your dick is pumping blood?
No, blood pumps through every part of your body.
Oh, you know what? No, I have heard that. That's actually a theory called trickle-down dickonomics.
I tried to laugh at that because it was funny.
Bob, I was gonna give you the point, but for that I might take it away.
Wade laughed. I don't know if that helps my case or not, but Wade laughed.
Okay, I'm going with the toe is the more wrong answer because I can see the dick being perceived.
It's crazy how the second answer has more chance to be correctly wrong.
It's not my fault. I'm funnier than you. Let's continue.
I agree.
All right, let's continue. All right, Bob, your question is what bone protects the brain?
The brain bone?
Wade?
The trauma bone. It's both a musical instrument and protects you from trauma.
Is it when something horrible happens, you hear the wah, 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 wah. All right, Wade, you get the point for that. I like that one.
Wow. Go figure this. All right, I'm not going to do that.
You think I could just give you guys alternate points if you really want.
No, I like this. I'm just here for the jokes. I don't care.
Wade, your question is, what is quantum physics?
Quantum physics is whenever you have to go get the physical done, but like your dick's really small, so they have to get like the extra like apparatus out to find it.
Just the extra apparatus.
Because your dick's in the quantum realm.
Is that the quantum part? Oh, okay. Got it.
It's where your doctor got those glasses and he goes click, 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 click.
It's like an Ant-Man condom. It's not the whole suit, it's just the condom.
All right. Bob, what's quantum physics?
It's actually my favorite caffeinated energy drink from when we were kids, but it was discontinued because it kept turning kids yellow.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
Because it's too real.
I've had a dick on the brain a lot today, I've noticed.
Man, no, it's too wrong. Bob, you get the point. It's just a coincidence you went second.
Yep, unrelated.
As much as I like the quantum dickoscope, I'm gonna go with that one. Bob, how do you impress your crush?
Oh, that's tricky. I think what you really want to do is hide in the shadows behind their car in the dark in the parking lot, and then when they come out from the movie they're seeing, almost kill them by giving them a heart attack because of the fatal heart condition you didn't know about. But then when they survive, they'll be very impressed because you didn't kill them. You just got right, you edged them, you got right there, and they got to peer into the beyond thanks to your love.
Well, that is definitely a wrong answer. And if I recall in that story, the true story of that, it didn't work out. So I think that's a very wrong answer.
Shit, come on.
I think it's an extremely wrong answer. Wade, how do you impress your crush?
You wear a suit that's covered in like tiny little things that like poke out of it a bit, like almost like a bed of nails or whatever, and you get on something high. When they walk by, you jump and you land on them, and you can leave all kinds of tiny impressions.
Oh, I don't think you went for it. I thought it was pretty funny. I'm with you. I followed you. I climbed up the pole right behind you.
Yeah, I'll give Wade the point. That seems like the most wrong, because even though Bob's method got near death, I'm pretty sure that would get to death.
You'll feel death.
We talked about that before, right? The way he fucking says that.
Do you feel death?
The Davy Jones.
Tell me, Jack Sparrow, that you will feel death.
Tell me, Jack Sparrow, do you fear death?
Oh, Bill Nye.
Anyway, that's bonus point for Wade for that. That was a good
Bonus point?
Yeah, bonus point. What of it?
Wow, that's tough. All right. Fair is fair, I guess.
So far, it has applied pretty much that everyone who's going second does get the point. But
That's crazy.
Wade, how do you gracefully exit a conversation you don't want to be a part in anymore?
Slap them in the face, moon them, and then jump out a window.
That actually would be pretty effective, so I don't know how wrong that would be. Bob!
You just start looking really terrified and lock eyes with the person and go, oh, this shit's a lot more liquidy than I thought, and then run away. because they can't question it, and also they're definitely not chasing you. That conversation is over.
So, Bob, I really like that answer, but that seems more right.
That seems more graceful.
That would be quite graceful because it doesn't leave them with the obvious conclusion that you hate them and want to be out of the conversation. Whereas Wade,
I guess that's not what I took graceful to mean.
it's not graceful for you, but it's very gracefully to get out of there in a hurry and without. They'll call you back later and be like, "Are you okay? Is your blood all right?" You know, they'll be worried.
That's true.
When they do that, that's your opportunity to be like, I left because I hate you. I'm fine.
But it's after the fact. I give Wade the point.
Unless you have like the perfect ass, you slap them, moon them, and jump out a window, they probably aren't calling to check on you later.
And there, we've broken the curse.
Wow, we turned into a beautiful prince.
You already gave Wade a bonus point. We didn't need to break anything.
The point of who goes second gets a point. That was first go point, get point, right?
Oh, sure. Okay, good. Excellent. That's fair.
Seems like there's a lot of complaining every.
Ce n-ai bă, jumătăți de creioane, dar n-am creioane. Bă, dar să ai vârfa ta, ca să faci un deser. Asta e.
Begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our control point is being captured. Alert, little people. Alert, our control point is being captured. Alert, the center control point is being contested. Alert, the center control point is being contested.
Thanks a bunch.
We have lost the control point. We have lost the control point.
You have my thanks, Doctor.
Yes. We have lost the control point. lost the control point. We have
Appreciate
lost
it.
the control point.
Oh, absolutely.
Mission ends in about 30 seconds.
Teleporter going.
The mission is over in 10 seconds. We have lost the control point. Sword still in there. It's done in 60 seconds.
Going up.
The mission, we have lost the control. 5, 4, victory. Mission begins in 60 seconds. Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start fighting now. is nearing a checkpoint. Are you even trying? You've earned my respect. Mission ends. 30 seconds. Mission is over in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Victory! You've earned my respect. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hiding won't save you now. You've earned my respect. Thanks, Private. Thanks, Private. Is now available. It's private. earned my respect.
Many thanks. Take this as a reward.
Your work has not gone unnoticed. As strong as ever. Magnificent! Come and take it from me! Get on the point, damn it! Look, guys, I might be big. We have lost the control point. You've earned my respect. The point, damn it! Good. Let's keep it this way. Keep it under. You will not take what is mine. Get off my point, scumbag! Hey, help me with this point! We have lost the control point. Mighty fine dancing, everyone. Mighty fine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start fighting now.
Oh, îmi place balance change-ul ăsta.
Thanks, partner. Attention! 5 minutes left in the mission. 5 minutes left. Thanks, partner.
Complaining every time that we do one of these round robins. It seems like it's the most fair. Everyone, because even if there is a bias, the other person gets to immediately the bias switches. So
It's very fair, Mark.
all right, fine, Bob. Here's yours, and this probably pertains. What's the secret to winning an argument with a toddler?
Reminding them how much stronger you are than them.
How are you reminding them?
Physical intimidation.
You just flex on them.
Pick them up, wave them around a little bit, set them back down, and see if they still want to talk shit.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good. Wade,
Kill him.
Doc, can I get some healing?
Then they won't fucking argue anymore, will they? Well, I might be on a list for that, a suggestion.
Mine is way less illegal than that. Come on.
yeah. My other games that I've played was the who's worst or morality things. It didn't mean for this to turn to that, but Wade, yeah, that is more wrong. So yeah, you do get the point. You get it.
I don't know why every time I hear that I think of Who's Line. No, Colin, that's wrong. It's been on like in my mind so much lately.
A turn? An Arctic turn?
What sound does an Arctic turd make, Colin?
Backstreet Boys?
No, Colin.
No, Colin.
No, Colin, that's wrong.
I still hear that in my head. That's wrong.
I know. That's so good.
Anyway, Wade,
Yeah.
what's the best way to break up with someone?
Leave a puddle of pig's blood in your place and then just like leave. Say nothing, do nothing. You don't want to do it over the phone because that's too callous. You don't want to do it in person because that's like too hard for you. So you just don't do it at all. You just leave, fake your death.
This is the plot from Gone Girl.
I've never seen that.
He stole that from a movie. Again, he's stealing from a movie. That is literally...
Wow. He only ever steals things from movies.
That's probably pretty wrong of me to do.
But it's... I'll leave judgment till I hear Bob's genius idea.
Oh, I have the instant winner on this one. Kill him.
No, Bob, that's wrong.
Bob, that's wrong. All right, okay, I'm gonna limit it. We can't. This is the last point I'm gonna give for killing him, unless it's really funny. But you better be cautious, because if it's not funny, I'll deduct a point. All right, so it's a risk reward kind of situation.
I like that. That's good.
All right, okay. Would you like history or geography? Whoever's next.
I'm next, I guess.
Yeah, you're first.
Geography, please, Alex.
Okay, all right then. I disorganized this.
Wait, that's Intel, isn't it?
That is not a Jeopardy sound.
I'm pretty sure this isn't geography, but it's in the geography session.
All right. No, if it's in the section, I'm sure it's related.
Yeah.
Which one's Jeopardy?
Why did you do the John Cena meme?
I don't know. To be honest, I thought that was the Drew Carey hosted thing. What was it?
Oh, no, yeah, that was also kind of Price is Right.
Not well done.
Anyway, I don't know why this is here, but it says, what's the square root of 144? You know, geography.
Oh, shit. Wait, hang on. I know this. No, I don't know if I remember this. Well, it's definitely 14.
All right. Wade, what's this?
How many times I pound your mom per square inch?
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. What are you doing? No, stop.
Maybe you should come back to Cincinnati every once in a while, Mark.
I thought one of you were gonna say just kill him. I would have laughed really.
It's way too soon for that.
Yeah, too soon for the rule of threes, man.
Anyway, Bob, no, wait, Wade, you're more wrong. You're wrong. I have to give you the point. You're not fucking my mom.
Thanks. I'm not the only one giving it, Mark.
No, he's wrong. Bob, he's wrong. You're right. You're right.
Oh, okay. I wasn't right though.
Yeah, but Wade gets the point, even though that means he's wrong, so he's not.
It's okay, Bob. He doesn't know that I'm right.
But he could still be. We're both wrong. He's still wrong. He's just not the most wrong.
You guys think I'm wrong.
All right, Wade. Here, this will be right up your alley. What makes abstract art art? What is abstract art?
It's whenever you have a bigger one and you take a smaller one from it, and then you see what's left.
Well, I'm confused, which I think is what a wrong answer would give me. Bob.
It's a brand of breakfast toaster pastries that's cut into random shapes. They're called abstract arts.
All right, Bob. All right, you get the point for that. Yeah, you get the point. Yeah, you get the point.
It was funny, but now I know how Wade feels. That was a very begrudging, funny reaction.
All right, Bob. Why do we humans have eyebrows?
'Cause God. Made the prototype without any eyebrows and then looked at it and was like, whoa, fucking, how do I fix this shit? God damn. We landed on eyebrows eventually.
That's good. That's good. Wade.
You need something to lick before you move down to suck on the nose.
Is that what you do with Mark's mom?
No, Bob, that's wrong.
Well, you never given a nose job, guys?
I don't give anyone points there. I think I'm just gonna skip that one. Editors, cut that one out. We don't need that one in here at all.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No one gets a point for that one.
Yes, I do.
Wait, housed. What's the best way to survive a zombie apocalypse?
Fuck all the zombies. If they're interested in you sexually, they're less likely to bite as long as you have a safe word.
All of them? Do you have to? All of them?
Takes a lot of stamina, I guess.
I guess if you want to survive, I suppose. All of them?
Dude, The Walking Dead's a lot more interesting if everyone's walking around like John Wayne.
How does John Wayne walk around? Wait,
he walks like he just got off a horse, bow-legged.
I get it. I see. Bob, how do you survive a zombie apocalypse?
Oh, kill him.
No, Bob, that's right. All right, Wade gets a point for that.
But it was funny.
It was right. This isn't about what's funny. This is about who's more wrong.
You said you would deduct points unless it was really funny.
Yes, that doesn't mean I need to give you. I'm not deducting points from you because it was funny, but it did not win. Both can exist at the same time.
Wow.
Editors, play an interlude.
You gotta do this, Mark. You gotta do the thing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Object permanence. Where'd he go? There he is. Where'd he go? There he is. Where'd he go? There he is.
I had more listed here. I don't know where they went. Hold on. Keep going. Keep the dun 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 dun.
I'm gonna turn my fan on really quick while we're interluding.
Dun 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 dun.
I'm gonna turn our fans on real quick. See these bad boys? You could be licking these right now.
Dun 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 dun. Who's going? I forget.
Bob.
Me.
Okay. What should you do if you get lost hiking in the wilderness?
Your best case scenario would be to go to your buddy Bigfoot's house, knock on the door, see if to let you in. Maybe use the phone to call your mom, or just hang out and eat pizza rolls until the next morning. You'll have time to hike your way out.
That's good. That's a good answer. Call up your buddy Bigfoot. Okay, Wade, how do you survive if you're lost hiking in the wilderness?
You lay on the ground, you look up at the sky, you see where the sun is, and you fucking die because you're a bad hiker and a worse person.
I feel like that's not that different. Kill him. I feel like you went right back for the same.
There's no them.
It's the same joke. It's with different words.
No, it's not kill them.
Kill him, except M is spelled backwards. M-E.
Yeah.
You're just dying. You're dying is not the same as killing, probably.
Kill me.
Die 'em.
It's a moral question. Killing versus letting die, but killing versus dying is different.
Oh, God. We're getting philosophical. Bob, I'm giving you the point.
But wait,
Yay!
I don't have any other argument. I just wanted you to wait.
Bob, how do you unclog a sink?
Yeah, I just went first.
Wade, how do you unclog a sink?
Put your mouth over the hole and suck all that shit right out.
All right, Bob, how do you unclog a sink?
Puppies.
Expound.
I don't think that needs explanation, but
We require expoundations.
if you get puppies that are small enough, you just take them and you totally unscrew that little known fact, that little drain cover on the top of most sinks just unscrews right off of there. And then you just take the puppies. If you're really nice, you could lube them up with some spit or something if you want. But it's wet in there. So and there's probably water in the sink if you're unclogging the pipe. You just got to get them all flattened out and then whoop, just keep putting them in until the clog goes away. And then the puppies and the clog just wash right down the drain.
All right, Bob, you get the point for that, but I don't like it. I liked Wade's. Yours was the funnier one. That one, sad and upsetting.
Thank you.
I thought mine was hilarious. You can kill as many puppies as you want. It's theoretical.
Oh, be careful. You're going into kill him territory. I can take it away.
Why? They probably survive. Let's be real. Puppies are very resilient. You know, they live in the sewers now.
Okay, all right then.
Maybe they'll meet a friendly kinkajou who raises them to be ninjas.
Oh, what?
And his name will be Terror, the kinkajou.
All right, Wade, your question. What does the B stand for in BLT?
Bob Seger.
Who's that? Bob Seger?
Seger, that's it.
American singer-songwriter Bob Seger?
Yeah, you put him with some lemons and tomatoes between two buns, and you go to town.
Bob, who is that?
Bob Seger. He wrote the song Old Time Rock and Roll and also Like a Rock from the truck commercials. Like a Rock.
I don't know why he came to my mind, but I pictured him with some lemons and tomato. I know it's not supposed to be lemons, but I pictured him with lemons and tomatoes on a toasted bun.
Okay.
All right. I feel like, Bob, Wade's mind is quite sexualized today.
Is Bob Seger sexual?
I mean, he's like a rock star guy or something. I don't know.
Well, the way you were describing it, it sounded like it. You said sandwiched in between.
Was it the phrase toasted buns? Are lemons sexual?
The way you said it. I don't know if this is just everything you say, but it came out quite. Hey, wait, Bob. What does the B stand for in BLT?
Books.
Which one's more wrong, Mark?
I don't know.
Stands for books. I don't know. It's not funny. I'm trying to give you a wrong answer.
Books or Bob Seger?
Mark, you know how you do comedy? You don't try and be funny, okay? You just respond and react honestly. And honestly, the B stands for books. And I think we can all agree on that. The comedy is not because I tried to be clever. It's just funny because that's what I think.
Wade gets the point.
Wow.
To be fair, Bob, I thought yours was funnier.
It's not about.
What's this? What's the rule? You never explained the rules of this.
I did. It's in the name.
He did explain the rules, to be fair.
I wasn't listening.
Bob, what is cryptocurrency?
It's the thing that Super Bro is most weak to. That one's not gonna land at all. Oh wait, yeah, Mark's there. Mark's with me.
I get you.
Get it? Cause crypto night, cryptocurrency, Super Pro. Yeah, no, that one didn't. Wade can have this point. That's fair.
No, there's a lot of people right now, and I want to poll on the subreddit of who's going, oh, right now. I want to, everyone who just went, oh, okay, when they're listening to this, I want them to post on the subreddit. All right, Wade, what is cryptocurrency?
It's when you break into a cemetery and you go into the mausoleum or the crypt and you grab the body and you sell it.
Grave robbing.
No, Mark. Cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency. Ever watch the show Tales from the Crypto?
That's gonna be a documentary about the death of cryptocurrency in 25 years called Tales from the Crypto, a reference that nobody understands, but it'll be funny to us.
I'll get it.
Bob, you get the point for that.
All right.
Wasn't he right?
What? Excuse me?
Weren't you pretty much correct? That's what I think of when I hear that phrase.
Super bro.
Real super bros make millions on crypto, bro. Diamond hands. Never sell. Hold strong, brothers.
Oh, I hear bro and I hear crypto and I'm like, oh yes, the two are connected.
Wade, this will be right up your alley. How do you make water wetter? More wet.
Have it go through a couple of your ceilings and floors, and by the time it gets to the bottom, it is as wet as it can be, and so are you, in more ways than one.
Good answer. Good answer, Bob. How can you make water more wet? Wetter.
I mean, it's hard to know for sure, but you just gotta follow your instincts and do what seems right in the moment. And then every once in a while, you just gotta look up and lock eyes and say, "You close? You close?" And that's how you'll know.
That's sound advice for everyone, but for here, we're looking for wrong answers, and that would be the very correct answer. Wade, as far as I know, your house no longer has such water-related issues, so your answer was much more wrong.
I hope you're right.
Well, if I'm right, then
I'm gonna sneak into your house and just start putting garden hoses in through the walls so water starts spilling out everywhere.
yeah, I'm gonna say this: if this turns out to be the game-winning point, and your house does suddenly flood again multiple times in a disastrous manner, such that the Drowned Man 2 should be made and would be made, I will retroactively change this 1 point, and I'm gonna make a distinction right here.
Interesting. How you gonna write that with your knife?
I can make an arrow-ish. I'm almost. Well, I'm kind of missed, but you know, it's right there.
Wow, you really are. I'm impressed, buddy. That looks really good.
Okay, whose turn?
I don't remember.
Me?
Yeah, Bob, is
Yeah,
you.
me. Yeah.
Bob, how do you jumpstart a car with a dead battery?
I can't do that. Well, if I hadn't have laughed, I would have given you a blank stare and said, "Life it." But I started laughing already, and it kind of spoiled the whole thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just say that if you put a little banana in the tailpipe, that'll get the car going real fast.
Man, if only you'd gone with life.
I don't think that would have worked that well.
It would. Wait,
Death.
what?
Sorry, was that Davy Jones saying death?
It sounded like the opposite of life because I thought you said life.
I was really hoping, Wade, you would just steal it and just look me dead in the eye and go, life. I really want.
I was gonna. That's why I went death. My real answer that I thought of before I made my joke was frogs in a bag.
What kind of bag?
Ziploc. You don't want to get out.
Were they dead already, or were they alive when you put them there?
It doesn't matter as long as they're prepared correctly.
Bob, even if you said life, it would have been the right answer. Because technically.
Well, I didn't, so.
I like to death. Life. Death. Tell me, Jack Sparrow, do you like life?
Silence you. Silence you.
Imagine Davy Jones doing a Life Alert commercial.
Silence. Wade, how do you prepare for a job interview? And or how do you nail a job interview?
With a hammer.
That's the right answer. I win by default.
Yeah, Bob, you don't even answer. Do you want to answer?
Well, I was just gonna say you don't. Just be the awesome person you are and you get the job. Kind of loser doesn't get the job at the interview.
That seems like a right answer.
Yeah, that'll definitely work. Everyone out there should follow that advice. That's the correct answer on how to get a job.
Depends on the job.
Like we know a lot about jobs and job interviews.
I think if you bring a hammer to a job interview, unless you're trying to be a construction worker, you're less likely to get it.
All right, that's a case. That's a case. Wade, just right, Wade. It was a construction site job interview. You gave the more right answer, and Bob at a construction site confidence will not get you that job. You're right.
Are you more likely to get the answer if you bring a hammer?
Bob, you get the point. No, this one is biased because I really, really, really didn't want to give you the point for the hammer.
I like Mark's reasoning, and I also like the idea that Wade thinks if you're trying to get a job in construction, you just show up to the interview with like the foreman or the guy who owns the company or whatever, and when they're like, all right, so why do you want to work in construction? You just reach in your back thing and you're like, and the guy will be like, well, he's got the hammer.
Thank God he wasn't being himself.
Look, I went into my deck building job with no tools at all.
What do you mean? You had you.
Exactly. I went in with confidence, but also he made it very clear that I needed to very quickly buy my own tools because I couldn't just borrow his. So I walked away from my first day with negative $400 in gross proceeds, because turns out tools, if you and my dad was very much like, don't buy shitty tools, because if you buy good tools, they'll last you a lifetime. And he's right. That's a good point.
And you've spent your whole life building decks.
Here's what you do. You buy my tools, Mark, and then you go and you find 5 other people to buy my tools, and you get 10% of the profits from them buying my tools. You get them to buy even more tools, and you get a cut of those profits, then I get a cut of the profits from those profits.
You're making it.
And we just keep selling tools, and eventually you'll work your way up the triangular prism until we're all rich.
So you want to make a not pyramid scheme out of tool selling?
I prefer to call it an inverted upside down pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's a trickle down pyramid.
Before I got here, I watched an hour-long video.
Bitter. I watched one of them vitters on your turb.
On spinners. I got those smashed together, and not gotta rip it. What is it? Beyblades. Not like that. It's the physics concept of spinners, similar to vectors. Spinners or
Beyblades?
I was thinking Bop It.
I don't know what the relation to this was.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say you watched an hour-long video on pyramid schemes or something.
No, the inverted pyramid. So it was like talking about spinners and how they illustrate like a concept of reality that's very crucial to physics itself. Anyway, it's over.
Oh, okay.
We're all done here.
Lincoln Logs.
Tabulating the points. We have Bob, 9 points, and Wade with 10, but we've got this point right here. That's the indeterminate point. So if Wade's house floods in the future, Bob, we have written record that win should be turned over to you because it would be retroactively, future actively true.
So does any water damage count as flooding? What counts as flooding?
No, it's got to be catastrophic. Nature has to just obliterate your house with water. Like devastation. Every toilet kind of erupting into poop tornadoes, just splattering all over the ceiling and then exploding out below the whole floor. I want every toilet that's on a higher floor to go comically like you sawed through, nature sawed through it and just down to the next toilet and down to the next toilet.
What'd you recommend for that, Mark? Like a Sawzall, something?
Yeah, you want to get good equipment. You don't want to just get a cheap one. You want one that'll last you for like many, many years of torment, of natural torment.
Interesting.
But Wade, congratulations, you win!
Thank you. Is this my time to speech or just thank you?
Do you want to just...
I would love one. If you or a loved one have ever licked eyebrows and sucked noses, let me know, because I am curious if that's a thing. Thank you for your time.
All right, good winner speech. Really encapsulated the feeling of victory and the stakes here and the struggle to fight through. Bob, I know you said you're not doing loser speeches.
I'm not giving a loser speech today because this episode is not done. I know that we're done creating the points and the potential future result of this episode, but until Wade's house does or does not mysteriously get flooded by some sort of Sawzall wielding madman, the win is up in the air, and thus I feel like I'm not a loser, and I don't have to give a loser speech. So I look forward to the day where I or some force of nature completely unrelated to me does the deed and makes Wade pay for what he's done. I mean, tragically floods his house again in an unrelated incident.
And it's unlikely that would happen. It is very unlikely, almost impossible.
It's almost impossible that would happen.
Yeah, but as we know, even the impossible can be possible.
Low probability events do happen, especially if I make them.
Life finds a way.
You've already won, man. You don't need to keep trying. All right, and speaking of impossible, guess what? Merch!
No, yes. Actually, if you go to the website, distractablestore.com.
That's DISTRACTIBLESTORE.
Whoa! It exists!
It's a merch store that exists, and as far as I know, you can buy those several things. Look, there's more stuff. There will be more designs and stuff coming. It was a surprisingly difficult road to get this website live, and you may notice it's not the same URL that it used to be.
It is a new URL.
It is distractablestore.com.
Distractablestore.com.
But that's the place, and you can go there. It does exist.
So let's go there. Creed still hip?
Editors, if you could go back through every episode where we've said store.distractablepodcast.com, snip that out and overlay me saying distractable store. Oh, we've only done that, what, 40 episodes maybe?
Just use the YouTube video editor and change it out.
Yeah, can't you like batch edit that just to make a terminal command or something? Go and how does that work?
We'll fix it in probes.
Jeff Probst will fix it himself. You've heard it here first. Thank you, Jeff Probst, for helping us with this editing. We know that's your true passion. And thank you, everybody, for watching and or listening. We couldn't do this without you. And honestly, who would want to? Have a good night, or day, or morning, or commute. Because now you can stop being pulled over on the side of the road and you can actually get to work.
You're allowed to drive.
The one last piece of advice that will leave you at Distract. Have a good one. Podcast out.
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractable. This episode, Warren Wade gets busted for Pinocchioitis, tears up for Star Wars, and admits he has lived a full life. Bone-picking Bob atones for arseholery and worries about his progeny being prepared. And mentalist Mark explains the inner workings of the monologues of the mind. From cock rings to caskets. Yes. It's time for Do You Fear Death? Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Distractable. I'm today's host with the most, Wade.
I was going to interrupt you, but I don't have the heart to do it.
I'm joined today by Mark and Bob, as always.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show where one of us hosts, two of us compete for points, and the winner hosts the next episode. And whatever we want to talk about is what we talk about. And by we, I mean me today, because I'm the host.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
But first, our ghost thing.
Wait, I feel like we need to address something.
About time.
I feel like there's a rift between us, and I want to get everything out there, and I think I owe you an apology. The subreddit was really mad at me over this is gonna give away that these are not all recorded in sequence. Sorry, subreddit, but the last episode that came out earlier this week, I was really mean to you. I did apologize immediately following being mean to you, but do you even remember what I was mean about? Do you recall what I did that was so mean to you?
Was it whenever we were doing small talk and I was like, man, that radon thing's still making noise, and you're like,
I think you're misremembering because you're the one actually who ended up yelling. But I did say I'm getting a little fatigued because I feel like you're always asking for pity for stuff, and that I felt like it was a lot. The subreddit did not think that was very nice. And even though I did apologize during the episode and I felt like we moved on amicably, they held on to that. I would give you a chance to address that. You could be mean back to me. You could demand things from me. You could do whatever you feels right to you. I just want to. I don't want the subreddit to be mad at me anymore. Okay. I want to bury this hatchet, and I want everyone to feel good. And I'm sorry that I was so mean to you, Wade, that I almost ruined the entire podcast. It sounds sarcastic, but that's just how I sound. This is very sincere.
yeah, you probably shouldn't talk at like funerals and stuff, man.
No, I don't. I'm never invited to do that.
God, I'm really gonna miss this guy. Like, man, we were close friends.
We had so many good times.
And he was a really good person, I swear he was.
They send celebrities wedding invitations. Do you guys get funeral invitations? Like, please. Oh, they were such a big fan.
A fan was like, hey, we're getting married. I'd love for you to come. And I went and I just got so drunk and I ruined the whole wedding. They ended up breaking up right after my speech. I don't know what happened.
Kick the coffin. I'm getting really tired of people dying. I'm getting like, everyone just doing it for attention at this point.
We all know he's alive in there. Wake up! If you don't care, then that's also fine. There was a lot of heat on the subreddit this week, and I just wanted to address it because some people seem to be afraid that our friendship was strained, and also thought that I was a very bad person, which isn't untrue. But I wanted to address it.
I think it's fine. I've forgotten about it. I've moved on. You're good. We're good. I don't know if this is what happened, but I do know that working with the same people a lot, like being in the room with the same people a lot, there are days where we just have bad days or things are going wrong or like someone says something that's like, again with this shit. I get that. I have that happen because, you know, I have weird house luck. But I've also got friends that are like going through things sometimes. And you do have days where like you're particularly like just like I'm saying you as in we, the royal we.
No, I definitely have days like that. That's fair.
There are definitely days where like someone says something and it's like, oh, your uncle died. What is it tomorrow? Jesus, get it together, man. And then you think that and it's like, damn, why did I think that? That was so mean of me.
Keeters is dead. Keeters isn't dead. Where's the story going?
We all have days where we're prickly, so it was a prickly moment and whatever, it happened. I move on. I don't hold it against you. If anything, it was good content and I got more definitely earned sympathy from the subreddit, which is honestly a win-win for me.
Earned and deserved for once. See, there's the mean. The mean's coming back. I'm gonna stop talking before I'm meaning.
Well, I'll pick up the mean so you don't have to because I want to clear the air about something. Wade.
All right, man. Bob, you better have something to go after Mark for next, I guess. So we have the full circle.
Wade, I have stumbled upon
A dictionary?
a truth.
the truth. All right.
A secret that you've been hiding.
Okay.
So you say you're so unversed in the ways of the Reddit, correct?
I mean, yeah.
Don't have an account, correct?
Not that I know of.
Oh, really? Well. Because I have found out that you, Mr. Lord Minion 777, do in fact have a Reddit account. And not only have a Reddit account, you have had a Reddit account for 12 years. Because there is an account by the name of Minion 777. And I know this isn't a coincidence. I know this isn't a fan account because there is only one activity on this account, and it was a comment that you left 12 years ago.
I see it.
On r/Markiplier that says to Mark's 20,000 subscriber fan video, quote, "You deserve it, Mark. It's been a blast working with you these past few months."
Oh my god. Wait, my username's Minion777?
You/Minion777. Yes.
So I'm thinking that this guy has been telling the truth all along because his memory really is that bad and he probably just doesn't remember.
I've reached my reset password limit.
That's not great.
That's not good.
My first attempt and I can't. Okay, well, that account's gone. Guys, I didn't want you to know that I've had this and I've been sitting on it for years. I was taking it to my grave. But here we are.
Hey, he thought I wouldn't find it. He thought I wouldn't find the secret, but there it is.
I'm gonna report this profile.
For 12 years, I've lived in shame. Honestly, I'm glad it's out.
I just want to say I did a quick search, and this account doesn't have any posts or anything, but there is a Minion 77777777777 account that's a not safe for work account.
All right, guys, you found my alt.
And I was really hoping that you had like some posts on Gone Wild or something, just way deep out there in the Reddit.
I had one wholesome post, and Mark's like, "You son of a bitch, I'll kill you." Bob's like, "Wait, where's your porn?
Where's your porn? Your porn.
Your prawn." Well, okay, look, Mark, you don't have to accept this apology. You can feel however you want to about it, but I feel like before the subreddit comes after me, I owe you and Bob and everyone out there an apology. This account is something I need to own up to. I have claimed falsely for years, whether I knew or not, that I didn't have a Reddit account. Clearly, I must have. Either that or else I had an imposter so quick. One super fan before I even started posting my own content, which, you know, I wouldn't say is impossible. I mean, pretty great. But it's very unlikely. So I am sorry for blatantly lying. I made that account. I remembered it. I knew about it clearly.
Yeah, I could tell.
I use it every day just to look at that one post. I grab a cup of coffee, which I don't drink. I get that post, I full screen it, and I rub my hand down my monitor, remembering the good old days before we changed.
So, Mark, I've got a bone to pick with you.
All right.
Do you remember in 2009, we were eating chicken wings at Buffalo Wild Wings? No, there's nothing between us, buddy. You kidding me? We're fine.
Oh, okay. All right, then. I was trying to remember. What horrible, horrible secrets.
We probably ate at B-Dubs in 2009, but I remember we were at B-Dubs. There was like the couple days after you got your iPhone 3GS. And you got it out, and we were at B-Dubs, and I came in my pants a little because that was the coolest piece of technology I had ever seen in my life at that point.
I don't remember.
I didn't hold on to that jealousy or anything, but I was insanely jealous. It was very...
To this day, there's a Reddit account.
Yeah.
It probably still exists somewhere at like my mom's house or something. I never sell my old phones, so.
I'm weird about that too. I don't want to hijack the whole episode or anything, but do you guys weird about your old phones? Because they always want you to trade them in, and I'm like, there's stuff on there.
Yeah, I never.
And even if you like format and delete the phone, I don't know what the phone does to delete itself, but not all deleting is equivalent, and that might be undeletable.
I blatantly trust the person over at the store who transfers the data for me with my phone. I'm like, oh, thanks for the transfer. Here you go. By the way, my bank account, everything else, my business, all right there. Just tap it. Yep, you can access it. If you want to delete my entire YouTube library, go ahead.
You don't even have to do that. You don't even have to go to the store.
You used to have to do that, but not for quite a while. Modernly, you don't even have to have. It used to be you couldn't transfer an iPhone to an Android and vice versa. It doesn't even matter anymore. You can literally plug any phone into any phone, and the OSs are just like, nah, here's my contacts, whatever, bro. I don't even care.
I mean, we go in to get the phones. We just go in person to like pick out the phones, pick out our cases.
Ew.
Kind of old school, I guess.
Then you have to talk to salespeople, and they're usually trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you enjoy it, I'm not here to shit on you, you know.
So, okay, listen, I'm gonna make myself sound like the grandpa of the group again. But what do you guys do? You just go to like a website, order the phone, have it delivered directly to you?
I order it online. Yeah, I look and I'm like, I want this exact phone with these specs in this color, so I don't have to look. I want this, and I order it, and it shows up at my house.
Yeah, and then you just go like, I know what I'm getting. I've gotten the same thing for 5 years now.
And to transferring takes forever even at the store though. So transferring your data is that
at home it's super easy. The last time I switched from a Samsung Note 10 Plus to an iPhone 13. You literally just get a USB-C to lightning cable. I plugged one into the one, and I was like, this is my new phone. Do it. And I transferred all my contacts and everything. It took maybe an hour to like get it all done and set up to where my phone was fully functional. It takes a while, but like you mostly just need to sit there so you can leave it and, you know, go play video games or something.
That's a lot better than sitting at the store looking at the salesperson while it happens. I need to get up to date with technology, man. I'm
Dude, technology is so cool. Have you seen it?
I'm phasing myself out with my laziness.
Dude, I don't even know if you can catch up at this point.
I don't think I can. I don't think I will. I think I just accept the fact that I'm going to phase myself out of relevance.
I did learn a thing. You know how a little while ago I told you, oh, the GoXLR is dead. They're having some issues and they fired all the people.
Yes, because I think I told you this.
You didn't, but Ryan told me this. Ryan told me this.
Are you kidding me?
What do you think you told me?
You and I were in a call doing some ad reads a week ago, and I was like, did you see Ryan's tweet last night, dude?
You did tell me that, but I had already also seen that tweet.
You said you didn't!
What? Nah.
Man, the rift is opening again.
You were literally telling me about your new soundboard.
Wait, this is why I can't trust you.
You were telling me about your new soundboard and Ryan having like his new soundboard. We were talking about Ryan because he had all those issues.
No, I misremembered. You're right.
Oh.
Wade's right, and I'm not going to make a joke about how uncommon that is.
It is pretty uncommon for me to be right with memory.
Anyway, you waited so long to do anything about the fact that GoXLR was going to die that it's not dead anymore. So you're fine. You don't have to change shit. You're fine. You don't have to change a single thing.
Woo!
They decided to unkill it, and they're releasing updates again for the software, so you're all good.
Welcome back.
Well, I mean, okay, the thing that I always wonder about is like, I get not supporting something, but why does something need eternal support forever and ever? You'd think that at some point they would just have a working piece of hardware or a working software.
The thing right now is that GoXLR needs a Windows 11 driver, and did not have one because Windows 11 was very new, is very new. But also, it's the OS updates, right? If Windows updates something about their audio drivers and that breaks the way that a thing works, you need an update. Even if it's not a feature update, you need a compatibility update to continue using your device on the newest OS update. Unless you never update your OS again, which I wouldn't recommend because there's some very important security updates that come out from time to time. That's why. It's not like we need to keep the thing updated or it won't work. It's that Windows changes or whatever, Mac OS continues to change, and they might change something that will just make it not work ever again unless you update the drivers for the device itself. So if a thing has no support, it's dead, and it has a working driver, it's literally a matter of time until, like, maybe in 6 months, maybe in 5 years, something will change in Windows, and if it breaks the driver, it's broken and there's nothing you can do about it.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, that was the thing, is GoXLR, when they announced that, it was fine and it was still fully functional, and there was nothing that was going to happen imminently. But at any moment, if they're no longer releasing updates, your GoXLR could go from 100% functionality to a useless brick that will never do anything again. And then you need to stream or record the next day. It's like, uh-oh.
For the sake of not wanting to do anything about it, I'm glad I held out.
No, you did the right thing, and I'm shocked that that's the truth. For once, not being completely unwilling to change anything or do anything new was just perfect. I have a new sound mixer and it works great, but that's a little bit of a pain in my ass, and I could have just not done that. I could have avoided that completely.
A little bit of patience goes a long way. 1% of the time at work.
I'm usually such a lazy person too. Why did I have to be so motivated about this one thing? If I had just been my usual lazy self.
Parenting has changed you. Now you do stuff.
Stupid baby.
I mean, I also changed everything that I did, and I like the changes that I discovered. I discovered new pieces of hardware, and now I don't even have an XLR-based microphone anymore, and it actually is nice.
Well, yours is super convenient because you've been traveling so much. If I was less stationary and I couldn't rely that I was always at this desk with all my stuff, your setup that you've moved to is so convenient. You can plug that thing into any computer, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it all is very logical. Is like a USB-based device should have a controller inside of the microphone itself. Like, we've gotten to this point where the technology should be there. It should have been there a long time ago, but now it's here, and now it's here, and I'm talking into it right now.
If I needed that, I would have switched to that when you started telling me about it, because it is very cool, but I literally don't ever use a computer that's not this one. So.
What if we get to the point where microphones are like instruments and all of the buttons are just on the microphone, so you're like, oh, I want to change my voice. And we play it like a flute or something, like a saxophone.
It just wouldn't be very convenient, I don't think. Because even right now, I've been holding my microphone, and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired of holding this, I just want to put it down. I don't have my mic stand set up just yet. I have it, I just got in late last night.
Would it be more inconvenient to press a button on your mic than it is to reach over and press it on the mixer?
Well, you gotta hold the mic. That's the thing. I mean, I'm all about the aesthetic of holding a microphone.
But this arm holds it for me, man.
Well, you still gotta have your hand. Look, man, I'm trying to make you're the lazy one. I'm trying to make your life more elegant.
Listen, you're saying that it's easier for you, Wade, to have your arms up like this by your face instead of rested on your desk just next to the thing that has the buttons on it?
Well, okay, I'm in my mind, I'm not keeping it there forever. It's like the occasional switch or button. Like if I press my XLR, I'm not usually...
Well, you're not, if you don't want to keep your hands up here. All right. Your point is it's not that different to move it back and forth, I guess. But
yeah, but how are you gonna play a prank on your friends? You're gonna I'm gonna play a fart sound effect.
You keep your microphone just off camera so they can't see it.
Well, then your microphone's far away.
Or even if they can see the tip, they can't see the shaft, and you could mess with the shaft.
Yes, we all know the anatomical terms of a microphone. We don't need to laugh about it. It's not a joke.
Which part of the microphone would you say is the frenulum?
The pop filter.
Pop filter? Is that true? I don't know about that.
No, that's the foreskin of the...
I would say on mine, the frenulum is the switches that are like under this bottom plate here. This is really frenulum.
Is this glowing light the frenulum?
That's the cock ring.
Ah.
Frenulum, a connecting fold of membrane serving to support or restrain a part, as the tongue.
This guy didn't know what the frenulum was.
Isn't the frenulum also like your gooch, basically? I thought that was what that was.
No, that's the perineum.
The frenulum is where your foreskin meets the underside of your penis.
If we're thinking about that, then this would be the frenulum of the microphone.
Like here?
Wade's weirdly off-centered shock mount that's clearly not set up correctly is the frenulum. Why? I don't think your shock mount's attached all the way around there, buddy. It's like hanging in the middle, not leaned on the metal part.
Unless it's an open-ended C. Is it open on one side?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Oh, it is. It looks like it. Look at that. Never mind.
Man, I just can't stop collecting W's today. This is really my day.
Yeah, it's too bad you're the host. If you were a competitor, you'd basically already have won the episode.
I should probably start taking this episode over before this becomes about the frenulum, because that's not today's topic. Do you guys know today's topic? I've made several allusions to it throughout the start of this.
I haven't listened to what you said.
That's my thing, Mark. You're stealing my role.
Doesn't it feel bad when he says that to you, though, when you're hosting and you've said stuff that you thought was really clever?
No, not really, because that means I get to give the epic reveal and no one knows what it is. Another hint, last time I hosted, I also revealed what today's topic will be, because it was supposed to be the topic last time. Crossed out on the top here, it is death.
Oh, okay. I remember that. I did think it was weird that you kept saying that during that episode when it wasn't actually pertaining to what was.
Well, that wasn't really meant to, like, that wasn't, I don't even think it was an illusion then. It just came up and then I like saying it.
It just was in your mind, so you kept saying it. Do you feel death?
So I can't remember what inspired this. Just one of those things that comes up. I remember I was talking to a friend recently and they were like, do you ever have those like days or weeks where like you're trying to go to sleep and all of a sudden your body's like, you're gonna die. And you're like, well, I'm not sleeping now.
Yeah, actually.
No, not usually. Specifically, like you're going to sleep, and then you're like, if I go to sleep, I'll die, or that in general you will die.
No. Just like whenever you're trying to.
Like a sense of dread, like an unsettling.
It's not like you're gonna die when you fall asleep. It's just like your body's like, you know what you should have anxiety about? Death. It's coming one day.
No, that usually manifests for me in like a few different ways. But my least favorite is I can't fall asleep without being able to see the door to the room that I'm in, because I can't let go of the thought that as soon as I fall asleep, whoever's waiting is going to come into the door and stab me in my sleep. Can't tell you why, but that happens more than I'd like to admit.
I have that too. It's not quite the same where I have to see the door, but I swear, like, I'll be laying there just like listening and everything's like quiet. I close my eyes and then the house gets louder. Like the air will kick on the moment I close my eyes. It's like, those are footsteps. And of course I've got like a fan in the room, like a floor level fan for like extra hot nights or whatever. Because for some reason, every house I live in, the master bedroom has to be like the room that's the most like, oh, it's cold out. This is the coldest room in the house. Oh, it's hot out. This is the hottest room in the house.
Should get some insulation.
But like the fan, whenever you're half asleep or not paying attention, always looks like some foreign body that doesn't belong there. And it's like, oh, the fan.
What kind of scarecrow fan do you have? Usually it's like in a box shape. What kind of tall, skinny, hat-wearing fan do you have?
It's a big tall fan with sort of a torso-shaped box fan on top, and then instead of oscillating, it's got these two sort of arm things with smaller fans on them, and when you turn it on, the arms slowly go up and down like this to circulate the air better. So it kind of looks like there's a guy like standing like this over on the edge of the bed, you know?
Is your fan the Mega Man boss fan man? Airman?
Well, let me close my frenulum tab. Mega Man boss.
Mega Man Airman will be an adequate search.
I mean, if you take out the body and you just keep that round middle part and the three blades.
Oh, you have one of those old stick fans that oscillates, so every time it...
Okay. Ah, como do catu.
time it looks at you. Looks at you every once.
Pull me!